and NGPs alike. We are back. And welcome to Save Before Quitting. I am Ant.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Nico.
And we're back with another one, man. First and foremost, as always, save letter B number 4 quitting on TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter. And save before quitting all the way spelled out at gmail.com if you want to send us emails, comments, concerns, questions, all the above. We are there. We are here for you and all your gaming needs. Or if you want to ask us anything that's not gaming, feel free. We'll talk about that too.
We got one last. Well, I mean, it was technically gaming with the Lucas's question last week where it was like, what's your favorite non-gaming album when you were playing games that you remember? That's kind of not gaming, but it kind of is. Just, ask us what our socials are.
Right. We're here for you and your concerns.
True.
If you noticed, we got right into it today because there is a lot on the docket. There's a lot to talk about.
Yes. It's going to be a long episode, most likely.
It almost kind of has to be to cover everything that happened in the last 7 days since we recorded last.
Let's fucking do it.
And Nico's here.
Nico's hype. All right. So I guess we start off with viewer questions, right? This week. Or no, wait. No, why would we do that? Because we got to talk about what we played about this week. What we played.
Man, we might hurry that segment up too.
Yeah, because I didn't play shit. Here you go.
God damn it.
Listeners.
Damn it, Nico.
Well,
I did
that makes
homework.
it
I
easy.
didn't play shit. Done.
We don't even got to talk about it. Listen. Because, Chris might have to talk about it. You might be the most in depth,
Yeah, you
Chris.
might be the one.
But, there's a lot to get to with news. So we're gonna get right through this, listeners. Nico played nothing. I played more Cyber Shadow and still haven't streamed it. I'm a piece of shit. I know. I'm sorry.
Why?
There's a lot going on.
Why? Dude, you gotta
Listen,
stream it.
one thing at a time. But I've been playing. I've been playing video games.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, technically, you could be streaming while you're playing it. So it's like, technically, the time thing, if you want to, think about it,
Oh!
your argument is kind of like
Invalid.
little invalid. I don't want to invalidate you as a human because you have feelings, but it's invalid.
Feelings.
True that.
It's fine.
It's true
It's
that.
fine though. It's fine though.
I didn't set the
we're
whole
good.
thing up. Listen, I am going to get better.
Well, we spent 3 weeks trying to get you set up. We want to see you
that's
stream.
a new addition to my life. I got to get used to going and doing that now.
Yeah, man.
Chris, what'd you play?
Yeah, what did
I
you do?
played so much stuff.
And that is what Chris played. On to the... No, go ahead.
No, honestly though, I played a little bit of Pokemon Go for the event that I paid $20 for to be a part of and didn't finish it. So kind of pided about that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I didn't spend the $20 myself.
Yeah, it was a waste of money. Honestly, straight up, I didn't get anything good. I got 3 shiny Pidgeys, which is just a slap in the face, because it made you choose specifically if you wanted red or green version of the Kanto shit. And then each version would have different spawns that would happen. So for mine, I chose, I think it was red, and it had you're gonna get Scyther more often in this Pokemon and this Pokemon, and I'm like, fuck yeah, Scyther. Hardly any Scyther showed up for me, so got pissed. Didn't 1 or 2 showed up and none of them were shiny, so kind of pissed. Then I played a little Apex again. Always play Apex because it's so much fun. Nothing news or noteworthy there. I've been diving into Valheim a little bit over on my PC with the boys at Haptic. We got our own little server going right now. I can't remember the name of the places, but I made my Viking name. My Viking name is Finkel is Einhorn.
Okay.
Nice.
Pretty good name, I think.
Yeah.
Just keeping it Viking-esque. So that's really fun. It's straight up Minecraft, but 10 times better.
That's what I heard. I heard it was Minecraft and Skyrim had a baby.
Oh yeah, and the building is very fun, but also extremely triggering because you have to actually keep your not stability. The actual base of the building gets weaker as you go higher, so you have to make supports and stuff. And you can see if it's blue, that means that it's the most support you can get. It's on the ground. And then it goes green, yellow, red, or no, orange, and then red. And if it's red, it's this shit's about to break. And if you put something on the red, the part will just break.
Oh.
So you can only go so high without keeping your supports going, which is very, very fun. We have a nice house going right now where there's this nice hallway into this great hall that Josh has been building while I've just been cutting down trees. I pretty much deforested a tree. Deforested a
tree.
forest from their trees. And it's you can die from the trees like when you're cutting them down because like you hit it and then it starts to fall over like straight up like timber style, and like it'll like just land and start rolling and it'll start doing damage to you, and your health isn't the highest thing, so you have to get like different foods to like get your health up. And I've died so many times to trees. It's not okay.
Those goddamn trees.
Yeah, man. So I'm just killing them all. But that was fun. We ran into a couple trolls, which are like, you remember in Harry Potter, I think it was one, that troll that's in like the school?
Yeah.
Like that blue ugly troll?
Yes.
That, but like 10 times taller.
What?
Mm-hmm.
So like we're like finding this dungeon that we like just cleared, and I'm like, I gotta go home and fix my like axe and shit. And this troll with a giant tree log just comes out of nowhere and just like whacks me, and I go flying through the forest because you know I'm
That's one
little boy, and I'm like fuck, and like this is like towards the beginning of the server, so I was not ready for this, and we're all just like sprinting, and then like I'm telling the guys because they're still looting, I'm like just be careful because there's a troll, and they're like okay, and then all I hear is Josh, and you're like holy fuck, and then troll attacks him.
That's so Josh.
Yeah, he like screams and freaks out. But now, like yesterday, I was just playing with Brett and Josh and them. Josh was building the whole time, and me and Brett went off, and there was just a troll that walked up on us. We were mining ore, and we literally just killed it in like 10 seconds with our new bows. And I was like, "Oh, this game is great now. We're doing great."
I was watching a review on Valheim. I think it was IGN's review, and I was like, "This does look pretty fun if you have like the right people with you and shit. It looks like a good
Literally, I was playing yesterday. I woke up at like 12, and then I got on at 3. And my brother came up to me. He's like, "What do you want for dinner?" And I'm like, "Whatever's fine." And he's like, "Dude, you've been on this all day." And I'm like, "What do you mean? I just got on it like an hour or two ago." And he's like, "It's like 7 o'clock, dude." And I'm like, "Yeah." And I go to my Discord.
Are you high?
I go to my Discord and I'm like looking at when I said I was getting on. Oh, I got on at like 2:30, and it's like 7, and it's felt like 30 minutes of playtime because I've just been cutting down trees, and that's it. Like,
damn.
But yeah, you lose yourself in that game, man, and it's dangerous to say the least, but it's fun. Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
That's your studio audience.
Yes. And then yesterday, I got back into Breath of the Wild again.
As you should.
Streamed it on Twitch. Had a decent bit of viewers. Shout out to Flooded, who we got a question from after I asked him to send a question, which was awesome.
Hey, do you ever get that question from your cousin?
No, he never sent
See,
one.
my cousin is better than your cousin at this point.
Oh, cousin!
Yeah, I mean,
Cousin
yes.
wars.
Cousin, fight!
Yeah,
fight.
straight up. He ain't sent us a question yet. I'm like waiting on it. Actually, maybe he did.
You sure?
I don't know. Either way, send more questions. But yeah, y'all should be like Flooded, and you should when we say to send us a question to our email, send it. This dude, I got off the Twitch stream of playing this game. I was like, yeah, send us a question if you got one. We're recording tomorrow. Not 2 hours later did we receive a question in our email.
Yeah.
And it's a simple one, but it's one that will cause some conversation to go. So even if it's a simple question like, hey, what's your favorite color? Pee pee poo poo, something like that. Send it. Anyway, back to Breath of the Wild.
Pee poo poo email
Yeah,
that
exactly.
we got.
But Breath of the Wild, I wouldn't say I'm having a good time yet. Still, I'm not struggling as much as I was in the first episode. I'm still struggling with the controls. I feel like it's the Joy-Cons that I'm playing on. I'd rather play it on a Pro Controller, I feel. Just because, like, it just feels weird with, like, having to switch your weapons and whatnot with only having... Like, it's just a weird setup.
Yeah,
with
Pro
Joy-Cons.
Controllers.
Right,
I'd played that game mostly with a Pro Controller.
So-
Or if I wasn't playing with a Pro Controller, I was playing portably, just on the Switch.
Yeah, I might pick up a Pro Controller this week and then play it again this week on stream at some point.
I would suggest for you to get the actual Pro Controller and not one of those like, hey, it's a themed Zelda one.
Oh yeah, like the $60 one.
Yeah, because the $25 or $30 ones tend to really
Suck.
break really quickly.
Yeah, I was thinking about picking up. There's one. I think it's like $100 instead of the 60, and it comes with Mario Odyssey. And I'm like, if the controller's 60 and Mario Odyssey's already 60, technically that's $20 off of the two, technically. But maybe I'll do that, and then I'll play Mario intermittently. But yeah, I mean, I'm having an okay time. It's not my favorite game so far. I was hunting for the chickens in that one town, and then I said I was gonna play hide and seek with this little girl, and then I never found her, so she's hiding eternally. Damn. And then
Her parents are so
ran
worried.
into another girl that was like crying about her parents.
Man, flooded, man.
Yeah.
The shit he said.
Dude, I
What is
found
that?
like,
Is this something about blowing them up?
no, I found a hammer
they can
behind the
unite.
tree,
Uh-huh.
and then I was like, "Oh, a hammer." He's like, "Send her to her mother or something." Reunite
He
them.
was like, hit her with it so they can unite.
Yeah. And I was like, "You're not wrong." And then she started. Well, the funny part is like, you talk to her and she's like wailing, and then she does like some self therapy. She's like, I'm just really happy that she's somewhere better, and like, I'm actually happy that she's like not among the world or something. And I'm like, oh wow, that's really adult of you, child. And then as I walk away, she's like, "Wah!" again, and I'm like, bitch,
Bitch? Why is she a
Like-
bitch?
you just said that you were fine, so walk away.
She's a child.
Yeah.
She can still
I'm
want her
gonna
parents.
throw a chicken at her. But yeah, I gotta find more of those cuckos.
At least y'all know Chris is consistent in his disdain for children.
well, they're
Yeah,
annoying.
right.
They're
Literally, when I first saw that in the stream, I was like, "Here we go. He's gonna drop kick another kid."
listen. you can't kick in the game. But anyway,
To your dismay.
yeah, to my dismay, I learned the backflip. That was cool.
That's why I typed what I typed. I was
You're
like,
like-
man, it's so cool to see someone playing, like, seeing these Zelda mechanics for the
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
time. Because I think that mechanic, the targeting, backflip, that came out in Ocarina of Time, like 64. And they just kept it consistent throughout. So watching you play to me was like, I enjoyed seeing someone experience this for the first time.
Yeah,
Well,
don't
because I
like the
can't ever
targeting
see it
still.
again for the
Targeting's still garbage.
When you were like wigging out about that horse, and then
Fuck the horse,
and
dude.
then Flooded told you, "Hey, you can like silently jump," and you were like, "How?" And you were like, "Crouch jump."
Well-
He goes, "How did the game didn't tell me this?"
Yeah, because like the problem is like I was literally walking like microscopic steps to keep my sound low, because even if I was just like crouch walking, it was too loud. So I was like, okay, move slower than that, and that was too loud. And then I was like super like hardly even touching the like analog stick, and it would still run away even if I wasn't in the sight of them.
I realized what it was after the fact.
What
Isn't
was
the-
it?
Because the reason you caught up to it that one time because you were in the tall grass. And you were just out in the open, slowly
Yeah, but like I
walking.
was behind the fucking guardian, like that was covered in moss that one time. There was like a crowd of 4 of them, didn't even move, and then the green one like came up to the like other guys and was like, "Yo, this motherfucker's trying to ride y'all's ass," and then they all ran away.
It's like
I didn't make a noise.
It's almost like whatchamacallit in that aspect. Horizon, where you have to be in the grass
Yeah.
to sneak up on
I
shit.
hate it. But and then it
Or- but
fucking
you- or you
killed
get-
itself and jumped off into the water.
That,
That
was some
was
shit
funny.
I had never
Yo,
seen
I was
before in
crying
that game.
laughing.
I was so mad. You have no idea. I was like, you got to be kidding. And then the worst part was that after it finally, I was like, oh, it didn't die. I went up to like what's the word?
What, the ledge?
To like rub its neck.
Oh, to comfort
soothe
it?
it?
That
soothe
comfort
it?
it. Soothe. I do that and it's glitched on the rock, so I can't do that.
And then you made it like you were
And
just
then you
fucking this
died,
horse.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm fucking this horse.
You're just
and
like, he's making the
Yeah.
noise too.
And you know what happens when you fuck a horse? You lose your stamina.
That's what
So
happens.
immediately I'm like, okay, this isn't working. Let me
Super
jump
fast
off.
too. You were
And I
losing that
land in the
stamina.
water with no stamina, which makes me die.
Yep.
I had never seen that before. I
Yeah.
played that game for 140 hours. I never saw that before.
So I was pissed about that. But
The
you know,
funniest part was the riding music got stuck too.
oh yeah, the whole game glitched out straight up.
No, it was one thing after another. It was so good how many things were glitching out.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm having fun. I'm just not enjoying the game yet, if that makes sense. Because I'm just
I
so
get it.
Yeah, I
low
get it.
level, and I don't have good shit yet. I can't fucking catch a horse. I have no stamina. And then I get to the one town, the new town, where I had to go talk to some dude who was like a master, but it wasn't the dude. It was the little girl, whatever. And there's a child at the beginning. Another reason why children are stupid. I walk up
Here
to
we
this
go.
child at the beginning of the town. He's like, "Yo, you want to see something that I found?" I'm like, I guess this
Shows
is
you
a
his
side
dick.
quest. And I follow him, and he takes me like this like underground like dark area, and there's a statue there. I'm like, oh, it's one of those statues you got to pray at. And it starts talking to me, and it's like, yo, give me that fucking stamina, bro.
You found
I'm
the
like,
evil statue.
yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, what? You just took my stamina, which I don't have enough of already.
I lost too many. I've been fucking the horse.
Yeah. But yeah, I was And then I got it back immediately, which is whatever. But I'm like, dude, what the fuck is this bullshit? No, fucking.
When you first ran into the dude who was like disguised, he was the ninja.
Yeah. Owen Wilson
yeah.
guy.
I already knew where it was going. I was like, he has no idea what's about to happen. And then it happened. You're just like, what the fuck is this game?
Yeah. Well, the funny part was that's one of the things I don't like about the targeting system is like I don't like. Well, that one makes a little bit more sense because he's disappearing and whatnot. But like, it's only to a certain distance that you can target on an enemy, which I don't like. Like I was fucking at one of the goblin camps, and one of them had a bow and arrow. And I was like, oh, okay, he's pulling back the string, and here comes the arrow. Let me block. And I hold L2 so I can like lock on towards him, who's the only enemy in the area, but he's too far away, so the arrow hits me and kills me. And I'm like, dude, like it's the only enemy. Obviously, I'm trying to lock on him.
Yeah.
I'm facing that direction. At least put my shield to that direction, and it didn't. It like looked to the left, and I was so pissed. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like
You're gonna have a better time. I'm not sitting here defending the lock on. You're gonna have a much better time once you get way more equipment.
oh yeah, 100%.
Like once you get those, like there's arrows that like can just like it's like shooting a gun, like like a bullet. The way they
I mean, I'm down for that, man. I'm at the point where I'm just like, what the fuck is happening?
better shields, like better. You have to go through the growing pains of that game.
Yeah. It is 100% Spain without the S right now. That is what that game is. But yeah, besides that, I think that's about all I've played this week. I'll probably hop back into Breath of the Wild at some point this week. If you want to hop on to our Twitch stream, I'll stream it there so that you can join in all the rage.
All of it.
Because I was having a good time at the start. Like, y'all were there at the start. I was having a jolly good time. I was, like, enjoying myself. The horse came through. I was like, fuck this game again. And then it just kept getting more and more worse. I was, like, dying to those big-nosed goblins. Even though, I love the animation of those, where, like, you shoot them in the nose and they get stunned. And then it just turns into a pencil. He just, like, it was like...
he, like, got immediately, like paralyzed and fell backwards.
Oh, yeah, and it was great. But those were the funnest things to fight. Like, I even fought one with a sword and a shield, and that was fun to fight. Because, like, you know, you have to get in close and then let him do his moves and shit.
Right.
I didn't like the goblins with the long pokers because those were pissing me off a lot. Because you couldn't get in close at all.
And
you got to perfect that. It's not all your fault. I know you're having issues with the targeting thing, but you got to perfect that, that the timing on the dodge so everything slows down. Because once you get that down, that's how I beat every enemy in that game.
Yeah. I was also having trouble with the parry. Like, that was giving me trouble, too. Because, like, when I can't, like, lock onto them or I don't, then I'm, like, spamming L2. And I'm like, fucking lock on, getting triggered. And then by the time I do, I'm already hit. And I'm, like, dead. Like rolling on the ground like a fucking rag doll. Don't stand up, and then they stab you again, you're dead.
Once you start having to fight the Guardians, you're really going to have to get that parry down.
Yeah.
Because you kind of can. There's other ways to beat them, but they shoot these lasers at you. And with certain shields, you can just parry it right back. But the timing is so like you have to hit it at the right time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I saw like some guy made like it's like a little model of that. Like he like sculpted the thing in the ground, and the thing was after the one shrine where it's like you come out after getting the bomb.
Yeah.
And he's just like there, and he starts shooting the laser at you. And he like made like the miniature of Link and shit, and then he set up like a little light.
That's dope.
And it like perfectly hit his shield at the time. I was like, oh, that's cool. So I kind of know that it's gonna happen, but I'm also like, I can't even fucking find shields. Like I'm like not even finding shields as of this point.
They find you. Don't worry.
Well, that's the problem. And then I'm only finding two-handed weapons, which means I can't use my shield. So it's like, fuck.
But you're still in the 1% of the game. Like,
I know.
Like there's so much stuff coming your way.
Sure. But I'm not having a good time.
Listen,
and it's understandable.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm really
Just
not.
when you get to the bare bones, just remember to remind yourself, you have to cook.
I haven't done that since the first time I've done it either.
Like
I haven't found a singular like cooking spot. Like
you were at a cooking spot in the stream.
Yeah.
You don't remember that?
There were two of them actually.
Yeah, there was a whole thing right there with a fire under it.
plead the fifth.
You just walked right by it.
Moving on to viewer questions.
I bet we're moving on to viewer questions.
All right, so we got a couple questions today. Do you want to start off with flooded, or do you want to do one from Elijah first? I don't know.
Let's start with Flooded.
Okay.
Leading off of the Breath of the Wild combo.
All right. Do you want me to read it, or do you want to read it, or do you want to... What
I can read it.
It's in the...
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
Alrighty.
All right, so Flooded. Mind you, it's also my cousin, that actually sends questions.
Yeah.
We're just going to keep poking at your cousin until he sends a question.
He won't.
He better.
He won't.
But Flooded asks, hello, boys. My question is, what is your favorite or at least most likable horror game? For him, personally, for me, he says, Alien Isolation. As I remember being easily lost and I would never want to leave the hiding spots because of all the nearby footsteps and sounds that were presented on that game. Which, actually, I want Chris to play that game. Because I played that game.
I never played it, but I
And-
hear about it.
Yeah.
I've watched it.
It has
gameplay.
like the output for it was like surround sound. So if you were playing with headphones on, or if you had a surround sound setting on, it was the creepiest game because you would have to always listen for the AI alien, and the AI alien learned your moves.
That's cool.
So whatever you did in the game, the AI would actually learn what you do and then try
Fix
to
it.
counter it.
I dig that.
So the alien was always creepy and fucking scary as hell.
I dig that.
When we first got this question, I was like, well, I guess me and Nico will be answering this one.
I have one.
That's what I was gonna say.
I didn't play the game, but Until Dawn.
Oh yeah,
I never played it.
The one with it's with Rami Malek, right?
Yeah,
It's like
Rami Malek.
it's more like a point and click game in my opinion.
It's
like,
a what is it? Is your choice change the answer type deal? It's like your answer changes the story or whatever.
I remember
It's
that
called-
came out, and I don't play these games. We know this. That's my thing. It's my brand. But I remember specifically, like, I think it might have
special
came out when I was in like early high school, like late high school.
What?
And
The-
the game, I think it came out when I was in late
No,
years of high school.
2015.
Okay, maybe it was community college days. Whatever. I just remember being up at night on my phone, watching through the gameplay of it, and then watching every single outcome. Because it was so interesting to me, and it was so cool, and I liked it. I feel like that game's not even that scary, to be
No,
fair.
it's 2015.
Yeah. So it wasn't that scary to
It's
me. It was just one of those
2015
ones where I was
game.
like, I'm not going to buy it because I know I'm not going to enjoy being the person making the choices.
Yeah.
That's always the problem to me is like, I don't want to make the choices. Once you put that in my hands, as you can see from my Resident Evil video, go watch it on YouTube, I don't want to do it. But if I'm with someone in the room who's playing it, I'm like, yeah, I'm experiencing it. I'm not the person, I'm not the dude.
Yeah.
Right.
See, we had a day with like our group of friends who kind of got together. Like this was a little bit before COVID, and we got together and we had like a viewing playing party, and we were playing Until Dawn. So what we did is with like every one character, we each chose a person, and then we handed the remote to that person, and they will play that scene for that character.
I like that.
So it was like constantly everybody was playing, but at the same time, everybody would have like inputs of like what answer to choose and stuff like that to run through the story. And it was a blast to say the least, but there was certain parts that just made it funny more than scary. I played it by myself before, and like I was scared shit. And like when I really did play it, I was into it. But the second time around, I was like laughing my ass off at certain
Nice.
parts.
But yeah, I think that game is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've also heard Blair Witch is good too.
Yeah,
That
they
game.
they have a whole new series now. The same guys who made Until Dawn. They have a 3-part series of all separate stories, and those are very good too. They're much shorter than the Until Dawn, but they still have like that trippy, like very what's that guy? The writer for Pet Cemetery. I forget his name. It's
Stephen King.
Stephen King, yeah. It's like very Stephen King story when it comes to like the other series.
Yeah.
But
All right.
yeah, they're very good. It's just the other ones are not as scary as
Yeah.
Until Dawn. But
Yeah.
they're very
Even
good.
that, like, I could probably play that game myself, but I very much liked the aspect of like you could make one wrong move and then a whole character would just be fucking deleted, pretty much like gone from story. That's it.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if there was a true ending. Like Was there was technically because is there going to be a sequel?
You had two true endings. You had one where all died, and then you had one where all survive. But either way, there was one hidden true ending at the end of each.
But then
one.
there was a million different options. Well, not million, but one where you have 3 available left in X, Y, and Z. But yeah, I mean, it's a cool concept. They like that, and then I think they're supposed to make a sequel to that because there's a post-credits scene.
Yeah, it's already made. It was only made for VR, unfortunately though.
Oh, so I will definitely not be playing it.
The reason why I didn't.
Yeah. If there's one thing I don't want to experience in VR, it's horror games.
We know.
So, yeah.
I mean, I'll experience anything else in VR. You give me anything else. Anything.
I'm going to give you a game that doesn't seem like it's a horror game, but becomes one. Enjoy this.
Yeah, man. I'm down.
Just going to give him Saber.
Saber
beat.
Beat Sabers. Yeah, hell yeah.
Saber beats.
For me, likable scary game, I got to say Parasite Eve.
I forgot about Parasite Eve.
Parasite Eve was.
They didn't bring that back.
Yeah, they did. They brought it back for the Vita, and then the Vita quickly died out. But
it killed the Vita. Yeah. Case closed.
But no, Parasite Eve was very, very good. It was very Resident Evil. It was made by Square Enix.
Was it an RPG?
It was an RPG.
Yeah.
It was an action RPG, action-ish.
I forgot if the battles were turn-based or it was action RPG. I didn't remember.
Certain ones were turn-based and certain ones were not. I don't know. It was weird. It was a weird system, but it was very scary to say the least. At first, just because you had those moments of you going through certain areas and stuff like that. I remember the beginning of the whole thing starts out with you're at this play and there's an opera singer singing, and then that person turns into this witch looking thing and starts burning people alive, and you're just the first officer that shows up. You end up jumping through the crack where she left on the floor and all that stuff. The first thing you fight is these giant mutated rats
that's comforting.
that just pop up out of nowhere, and you're like, what the flip? And you have the choice of doing one or two things. You can either run away before the battle starts, or you get into the battle and just have to deal with it. But yeah, Parasite Eve definitely was one of my most likable horror games.
Gotcha.
But I had other ones like BioShock and such, but Parasite Eve takes the cake.
But is BioShock considered horror?
The first two are. Actually, we were talking about that before before you came here. And BioShock 1 and 2 are labeled as horror adventure. But the last one is just adventure and first person something.
First person shooter, action adventure, something like that. Which is the best one.
I bet.
Because it's not horror.
Yeah.
And it's not what I hear about BioShock. I always hear about the first two.
Yeah, because it's the best ones. Because it has horror.
BioShock Infinite is a gem.
But yeah,
if you a bitch.
What about you?
We know I am. First,
that's right. Jack already got you down.
We already know this.
Right.
I feel like we're definitely gonna have that bitch made segment.
Oh no, listen. It's gonna end up happening, and I'm gonna be the least happy person about it. It better do fucking well. Here's the thing. I hope we make one episode of Bitch Made and it flops, so then we never have to do it again.
Clearly, the prototype was that Maiden thing, and that is our highest watched. Yeah. Wait, is it? Is that our highest watched video?
Highest.
Star Wars first episode is our first high. Is our highest.
All right, I guess that kind of counts. I feel like that's the first thing, so everybody watched it.
It was our first gameplay debut.
Yeah.
Right.
Respawn.
So
watch the second part of Mario Party for fuck's sake.
Please, because y'all didn't even see the good parts if you didn't watch the second part.
Yeah, the first part's good, and there's some good parts, but Jesus Christ, part 2.
Yeah, the second one had me cry laughing the whole time.
Nothing
if you
matters.
want a taste of it, go watch the TikTok.
Yeah. Nothing ever matters in that game.
And you'll find out later
I put
this week.
So much work
so much
into
work.
Those wins of those mini games.
That's fine, I won. I'm the best. I'm the champion.
Whatever.
I'm the best Mario Partier.
This is the saltiest segment right here with the Mario Party.
I'm just doing this to make Ant mad.
Y'all want some Mario Party tips and tricks for you guys need strategies of Mario Party. For Mario Party, don't try.
You know what the tip about Mario Party? Play Mario Kart.
There you go.
Nothing.
You don't have to
matters.
try. You just lose the
nothing-
whole time, and
nothing
you'll
matters.
miraculously win in the end.
Nothing matters.
My favorite horror game is Mario Party.
I still have nightmares about the vicious loss I took to Chris.
No, I feel like I lost to Rosalina. You won, but I lost to Rosalina.
Oh yeah, she had you. Yo, she was spanking you the whole time.
She was my friend. We had
Was.
something. My favorite horror game is I'm probably just gonna go with the classic Resident Evil 2.
Yeah,
Resident
that was
Evil
a good
2.
one.
And I haven't even played I played the demo, but the remake, which I hear is fantastic.
Yeah.
Which is like they say that's the best Resident Evil remake. I haven't played it yet. I want to play it. I think it's like $20 right now.
Yeah.
I should just get it. But
I feel like it's gonna go free too on PSN when
I feel like
Village
that's
comes
inevitable
out.
too. Yeah. But yeah, man, Resident Evil 2, PS1, 98. That was just the shit. That was the first time like I was a kid, so horror games were very scary to me.
Absolutely.
So it was like I rented it with my cousin. I told this story, I think on episode 1 or 2, somewhere early on. But man, that was the only game where I was like, I am terrified, but we cannot stop playing this because it was good. It was good enough to get over how scared I was of playing the game.
That's how I felt with the first BioShock. When I first started playing like deep into horror games, that's definitely how I felt. It's like these games are good enough to like push forward and just deal with the scare just so you can get through the story.
I wanted to say, I know we keep bringing this up on here, but Last of Us isn't horror, right?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't consider it a horror.
Like,
I consider
yes and no,
it a survival
it has elements.
adventure.
Right. I'm not even sitting here, like, not even our perspective. Like, I'm talking about outside of this podcast, do people consider it that? But I guess no. I guess just action adventure.
Yeah, I just consider it a survival adventure or action adventure.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's got horror aspects, but nothing to push it over the edge. I
Yeah.
don't think where it's like it's teetering. You know?
I think the only horror thing about it for the second one was that Rat King.
True.
That was the
And those
only
jump
horror
scares from
part.
the wall.
That's it.
The fucking wall.
No,
So I hated them.
Dude, I didn't want to fucking proceed in that game. I didn't want to do it because of that part.
Because
That
I'm
fucking
running out.
hotel that you have to like
Yeah.
scale down.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, fuck it. That was still a part where I was like, I don't like Abby still. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm not playing.
Yeah.
Let her die. I'll jump off these 8 floors. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm done.
But I think that was the only scary parts in that
Gotcha.
game. If anything, it was more like you just try to survive. Like, oh fuck no, fuck
Yeah.
no, fuck no.
Survival
moments.
game.
Yeah.
All right.
But good question. Yeah.
Thank you for the question, Flooded.
Send us some more.
And the promptness of the question was great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be
On
like
point.
flooded. All right. What you want to answer? What do we want to answer next?
I don't know.
Let's
I don't know
hit,
what else it is.
CLD, who hit us up on the Twitter. CLD asks, what would you like to see changed in the next Spider-Man game? Should they have the same suits and powers from the original games? Should they get new powers? Could the game maybe play like Army of Two with Spider-Man?
Ooh.
What would we like to see?
Army of
this is for
Two.
the
Absolutely Army of Two.
I've never played Army of Two, and I don't
What?
understand. Somebody
Alright.
explain to me what he means by the Army of
All
Two
right,
thing.
so Army of Two was the first. I want to say first, but I'm pretty sure it was third person. It was the first third person shooter, espionage game that you could play co-op with another person, and a lot of them you had to really work together to get through the puzzles, to get through missions. You could even had an online. If I'm not wrong, it had an online capability where you can play with like some random ass stranger, and you can do the campaign or do like multiple missions online and stuff like that. So Army of Two was actually very good when it came to like having the first. Hey, here's a first-person campaign that two people can enjoy, and it makes sense for the story.
All right.
So
Makes sense.
it was like playing Metal Gear, but you can play with your buddy.
I dig it. I mean, as far as the suits go, I think that they obviously need to do new suits because they can't just, they can't just only have the last ones. I think they still have those ones from the first game.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, in like the suit selection screen, there should be like almost like a folder because it's like a tech thing in his suit, like a folder of like suits from the first game that like you still have to unlock, maybe a little bit easier than the ones from the new game, but make a bunch for the new game. Because like with Miles Morales, pretty much all of those suits were straight up Insomniac. Like none of those were from comics. There was a couple that were here and there. Most likely, I can't confirm because it's whatever. But like those were all made by Insomniac because Miles Morales has pretty much got like 2 suits right now that are known besides Into the Spider-Verse and the regular one. That's about it.
Yeah.
Right.
All the other ones are kind of just like the Prowler suit, like 100% Insomniac. I'm pretty sure. So do that situation where you have it from the old game, and then just make some new ones. Let Insomniac just go balls to the wall. And there's still suits that we could have in like that haven't been done from comics that you can pull from. So there's even a new one that just got made in the comics. So like, and I like it, and everyone hates it.
The white and gold.
It's like white, blue,
Yeah.
and orange, and like gold, and like people hate it, and I'm like, dude, it looks fucking sick.
I liked it. I don't like the contrast of it being like full white as the base color. I would have rather be like blue, if that was the case.
I didn't hate it, but
We
I didn't
already
love
got
it.
that, though.
It was just like, all right, I could get it.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I just don't understand the hate of it. I'm just like, dude, it's just a fucking suit. First of all, he's always gonna go back to the red and blue. It's always gonna be the thing.
That was my gripe. But like I said, I don't hate it. I really just it's a good design. I like it. I just think the base color, I would have loved it more if it was blue base instead of being white.
I could see it.
Because white accent would have like really popped out a little more.
True. I mean, but they did that with the Insomniac suit. So it's like, you got to do different stuff. But I would love to see that in there.
That would be cool. Yeah.
I'd love to see. I'm trying to remember which ones were in the first game, so I don't repeat them.
Did they have Doctor Strange suit in it? I don't think they had it. The one with the cape.
I don't remember them ever having the cape in the comics.
Wasn't
that just wearing the cape on the regular red suit?
They had one, and then you had like the Neo MCU where like Doctor Strange lends him the cape.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just
guess.
little things like that.
True. But I mean, I feel like that's just like an addition to the costume as opposed to just being like an entirely new costume. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Did the MCU costumes ever make it?
Yeah, all of them did. Even Amazing Spider-Man, which is the best Spider-Man. Don't at me. You can be wrong, Nico. It's fine.
Let's not get into this for the 3rd time in a row.
It's fine. You're wrong. It's cool.
It'll be the ongoing battle.
Let me just pull this up so I don't say the same ones. Sorry. One that I'd like to see, which I don't think is a part of it, is the Future Foundation suit, which is the one that he wore. It's all white with black accents that he wore during the Fantastic Four when he became part of the team because Johnny died. Spoiler alerts. So he took the 4th spot in the Fantastic Four. Did they do the Bombastic Bagman? Or was that one of the suits?
I don't know.
The bag one?
Yeah, pretty much there's a comic back in the day. This is like old comic. Pretty much he had the symbiote suit and he went to the Fantastic Four because Reed Richards is Smart Boy Deluxe.
Correct.
And he's like, yo, what's up with this suit? And then Reed's like, yo, this is an alien that's like a parasite on you. You should get this off. And then they got it off and he had no suit. So they gave him a Fantastic Four suit.
Mm-hmm.
He had no shoes on. And then they gave him a paper bag and cut eye holes in it. And it was the Bombastic Bagman.
No, I don't think that one came through. They
that.
They only had the naked with the Spidey mask.
Okay, so give me that. 100%. Give me the Bombastic Bagman. I feel like it might have been in game. I could be wrong though. It was in Spider-Man PS4, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think they added it actually. Yeah, for free roam.
Oh,
shit.
Okay.
It's a little bit different than what I would have liked because they actually put the Spidey eyes on the bag. I just want a plain brown bag. Give me a brown bag, man. Other than that, give us just straight up Peter. Because like that's always a thing in every single Spider-Man game.
Where he like he has to do like his own thing.
Well, just like
without the suit.
Yeah, and like obviously it's gonna be like weird for like free roam and whatnot because like you'll be swinging around and then you'll just land on the ground as Peter Parker. Give us Peter Parker. Fuck it. Break the 4th wall. Who cares?
That would be cool.
I'm trying to think of other suits that I really want. They did both 2099s. They did both Scarlet Spiders.
You don't gotta be suits though. He just said, "What do you want?"
Yeah.
In the next
I
game.
know. Well, he said suits.
No, he mentioned suits.
Yeah,
but...
I know, but I love the suits.
All right,
I
gotcha.
love the suits. That's my thing. It's my bread butter. Other than that, tech wise, I feel like they all have to be the same. Just maybe like update it a bit, like change it a little bit. Don't do the stupid AI thing that was in Miles Morales because that really pissed me off. It was just a dumb power up that I didn't use once in the game besides the tutorial.
I didn't
for
either.
it. But yeah, I don't know, man. Co-op would be cool though.
Yeah, I definitely think that a Spider-Man game would 100% benefit from a co-op for sure.
Yeah, it would be, I would even like it if they didn't call it Spider-Man. They just called it Spider-Men, like the comic.
Yeah, like the comic. Yeah.
There's like a comic line when like Miles first came out where it was like Miles went into that universe or vice versa. As Peter came into Miles. Miles like, yo, bro, you're dead. Like, you're fat dead, bro. Like, you haven't been alive for a while. Green Goblin killed you when you were a teen. He's like, oh, fuck, but we're Spider-Men. And then, like, it's a good story.
Yeah.
Read it. Read a book.
Kids.
With pictures on it.
Yeah, that's the only books I read. Sadly.
No words.
No words.
I just like picture books. But, yeah, man, give me, like, some co-op action. Keep the tools the same, I think. Maybe, like,
You can have
change up
some
the
like
animations.
co-op tools would be cool too.
Co-op tools would be cool, like different like stuff that you could like pair together,
Yeah.
like use Miles's tools with Peter's.
There would be so many mixes from the amount of tech that they have.
I imagine
Like from the Spidey drone to the spider, like little like spider thing, like the RC spider.
I imagine Spider-Man co-op being like The Division. Like I imagine it like you can be infiltrating a warehouse, but you might be in different parts of the warehouse,
Right.
and you're like, I'm in this room. Come up here.
Yep.
There's some bad guys below you. Go up on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Like rope them up so I can come through that room.
Yeah.
I
Like
dig
shit
that.
like that.
I dig it, man. Even if it's split screen, like that, the one game from the company that I never remember, but I only remember fuck the Oscars.
Ah,
That game.
That
Yeah,
game,
that one.
yeah, we know what
I
you're
love
talking
that
about.
game. But yeah.
A Way Out.
Like that. A way
A
out,
Way
yeah.
Out, yeah,
Do
there
it
you
like
go.
that, where it's split screen and then it takes over when one person needs to focus on their story. Like, you know, you're Peter and you're going into the what's the food company? Not the food company, the food donation place that they work for. Shit. It's like
It's one of those right on the tip of your tongue things.
I literally I can hear it, but
Yeah.
I can't.
Isn't it the something?
I don't know. I'm at
It's where
blanks.
Aunt May
Yeah,
works
it's where
for.
she works at.
Yeah. That place.
Feast. I didn't even have to look it up.
Feast.
Fuck, I'm smart. Trust me. Anyway, so like do like, you know, Peter has to go into Feast because he's got to go grab like a Cyberpunk dildo or something.
Right.
But then the screen takes
course.
over and like, oh, he's going to do that. So Miles has to go do this other thing. So the screen takes over to Miles.
No, that'd be
And then
cool.
that plays. And then you also only buy one copy and then you send a copy to a friend and you guys play it online. Boom.
That would be
Hey.
dope.
Do
That
it.
would be dope,
Partner
yeah.
with a Way Out company and fuck the Oscars guy. Make it co-op. Give us weapons that work together and make more suits Insomniac. They're cool and I want to buy figures of them.
Yeah, it all comes
There
together. That's
you
why
go.
you want them
That's what
suits.
you wanted.
I've already bought a couple. They had the Velocity suit already, which is the 100% original of them, and then the Mark II armor, which I bought already too. So yeah, good times.
Good times.
I want their. See, mine is more of a story thing. Like, I would like to see the video game version, even if it's not Spider-Verse, like the animated movie Spider-Verse, but if they just had the Spider-Verse storyline,
I would dig it.
I would love it to be combined with what we know about Ratchet and Clank, where like at any point you can kind of
Oh,
go in.
yeah.
It's
You
like
can
instant,
switch
like
between-
PS5 instant loading into you're warping into a new
Like
universe.
universe, yeah.
So all of a sudden, I could be Peter Parker doing whatever, and then however they make it work story-wise, you go to the different universe, you go right through, and all of a sudden you're like noir Spider-Man.
yeah.
Shattered Dimensions, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, Shattered Dimensions, yeah.
That game was great, first of all.
I like Shattered Dimensions.
I love that
Yeah,
game.
Shattered Dimensions was great.
The only thing that was dumb was how they had Ultimate Spider-Man in the symbiote suit and then regular Spider-Man. It was like they were both Peter Parker,
Yeah.
but then they had Spider-Man Noir, who was like technically Peter Parker back in
Yeah.
the day, and then Miguel O'Hara, which is the best Spider-Man, 2099.
I think it should be Insomniac's new Spider-Man, but Shattered, like a better Shattered
I do
Dimensions.
that, yeah. And then have like what's her name, Madam Web, like pulling the strings,
Yeah.
unintended with spiders and webs.
That would be cool.
But like her like putting I could see them almost doing that with this next game, like almost as like the post credit scene where like Spider-Gwen somehow makes it into this universe
yeah,
because
because she's the most sought out character so
yeah.
far right now.
like everyone loves Spider-Gwen top to bottom. Ghost Spider is dope. So like if you have like, say like you have some sort of thing that hints at Madam Web being an existing character in the main story, but that's not what's going on because it's probably going to be the symbiote story that goes on with. I think it's not even going to be Eddie Brock. It's going to end up being
the other one,
Harry Osborn, because it's what Norman's bringing his kid back with the symbiote, as opposed to, which I don't think he's ever had the symbiote, which is stupid, but whatever. Moving on from that, it'll be that story, and then like just hints something at like Madam Web exists, and then at the end, Spider-Gwen lands on like the rooftop, like where the hell am I? After like we got the scene of like Peter and Miles like, we did it,
Right.
we did it, we saved the day, like Cuphead music and shit.
that would be
They
cool.
never 100% save the day. It's
Exactly.
always a cliffhanger.
And then Spider-Gwen just appears and she's like, why the hell am I here? And then boom, that sets us up for the next game, which is a Spider-Verse game in the future.
Yeah.
Peter Parker got to be tired of that shit.
Right.
If I'm ever in his shoes and I save the day, and Miles was celebrating, I'm like, don't celebrate yet. Some bullshit is about to happen.
I mean, that's the thing with these like superhero, like they're never ending because the best hero that there is Red Hood in the DC universe because he's Batman, but he gets the fucking job done.
Yes, he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he if there's a fucking villain, guess what?
Kill
Bullet
it.
to the head.
Yeah, kill it.
Like straight up, like there's quotes of him like, if he took out the Joker, he'd take out the Joker. Not put him in a prison just so he can murder everyone in the prison, come out and then murder more people. Like, you fucking put a bullet in between that man's eyes so that can't happen again. There's no saving that man. It doesn't make you a worse person for putting a bullet in that man's head.
People died at his hand. You can
Exactly.
kill him.
Yeah. Either that or lethal injection. Something. You don't have to specifically kill him yourself. Just fucking get him off the world. It's super fucking easy. And Red Hood is the only sane person in that universe. Even though he's insane. Whatever.
Got to be a little insane to be doing what you're doing.
I don't know if we even... The
Insane
biggest
in the
equivalent is
membrane.
Punisher. But
Insane
Punisher is
in the
fucking
brain.
even more insane than him. Because he's just like, I gotta kill for my family.
Well, you got Deadpool too.
Well, Deadpool is just a joke. He's
Yeah,
not
but
a
he's
hero.
also insane.
He's not a hero, though.
Well, yeah, you're right.
Punisher is technically a specific hero. Deadpool just exists.
You can always get Bloodshot.
Bloodshot's from the Valiant universe, and Bloodshot's not a hero or a villain. He just exists as well.
Yeah. Well,
And
he
that was
still
a
has the
terrible
same
movie as
insanity
well.
Stuff.
That movie was bad.
I actually
Diesel,
didn't get to watch
stop.
it. I didn't get to watch it. But
Don't.
I like the comics.
Don't watch the movie.
Alright.
It's terrible. It's a bad time. And Vin Diesel should just go back to advertising Street Shark toys, and that's about it.
No, man. Fast and Furious is about family.
It's about
Family.
street sharks and their family brotherhood of being sharks.
Fast and the Furious 11. Street Sharks.
Three Sharks.
Honestly, though, give it to me. But yeah, I would love a Spider-Verse game at some point.
How have they not made a video game out of the Spider-Verse, the animated Spider-Verse movie?
They don't want to shoot their load yet.
Yeah.
To me, it's like God, it already lends itself to being a video game.
The thing is like you have like how we talk about with Nintendo with Smash. It's like you put everyone in there, then there's nowhere to go.
What do you mean? Like,
So
Yeah,
it's
there's
like
no. What's the next Smash game going to be? Like,
right.
who gets in
so
there?
that's why Insomniac is like, hey,
Spider-Man.
let's really hit each spider first,
Origins
and
aren't
then
video games.
what?
The origins of Spider-Man are not video games. And you can't put them in Smash.
Thank you. I'm glad I didn't have to double back and say.
glasses 4 inches into forehead.
Only with Smash Brothers am I going to be that nerdy.
But no, but in reality, just think about it that way. Insomniac is gonna sit there and be like, "Hey, why don't we touch up on some of the spiders first, and then the lesser spiders we'll bring them in, and then we'll make more and more."
It didn't even
games."
have to be like a serious Spider-Man game because that Spider-Verse movie isn't part of the main Spider-Man movies. You could have made it. Could have been like a Switch game, like something like back in the day that would have been like a DS
release
game,
with it,
like on
yeah.
Game Boy or something. Like
I miss when they would
I
do
feel
that.
like kids would have ate that up. I feel like they didn't capitalize off what a lot. Y'all could have just merchandised it to death.
They were
Yeah.
working on the second movie. That's what it was.
That's what they used to do with like all of the video, like the movies and shit. Like Iron Man came out with a video game
With a
at the
video
same
game,
time.
yeah.
Both of the like all 3 of the Spider-Man games from the original Raimi series came out with a video game,
Yeah.
and like those went off to being like actual stories that were canon in the
Yeah.
universe. Like Spider-Man 2, all the stuff that happens in there is
It's
technically canon to
Right.
that storyline, even though 3 ruined the whole thing. But either way, it's like we don't get that anymore, and it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it makes sense because like while Spider-Verse was amazing as a movie, and I'm not gonna ever say that, we don't have the sequel yet, so we don't know if it's consistently amazing.
Yeah.
I know it will be in
About to
my
say,
head.
I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah. No matter what, I know it will be, but at the same time, it's the Cyberpunk situation. We know it's going to be good before it comes out, but then it comes out and then shit goes and hits the fan.
That's
So,
what
like,
that's what I was saying. Like Insomniac is very good at not trying to shoot their load early.
They'll take it slow.
They like to take their time with all their projects. Because even with Miles Morales, I still feel like if you had given those devs another year and be like, hey, you guys want to make a full game out of this? They would be like, yeah, we'd much rather do that than 16 hours. You know?
I mean, I'm fine with that. Just give me like it's an appetizer, you know.
Well, no.
For the main
I'm not
course.
saying that it's bad. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that if you had asked Insomniac Games, like their devs and their directors, be like, hey, we can make this farther along, more developed, if we have more time. And if you were to grant them that time, they would do so. Why? Because they like to take their time with making something that's good.
Right.
True.
So it's like in the end, Insomniac Game for me is they're smart at developing and setting up their scheduling. It's that they're good at keeping it where we can make our goal this. We're gonna try and shoot for it higher than that. But if we make our original goal, then we're good. We're Gucci. Everything works. Everything's good. We got a good game. We're set. So it's like I think I gotta give props to Insomniac to making sure that when they go gold, the shit's done.
Yeah.
They take it slow when they need to, and that's the beauty of it. Even with the story too. Like I remember they were saying, I forget what it was, like an interview about like why isn't the symbiote suit in the game like as one of the suits? And they're like because that's in and of itself a whole entire game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's
that's
to
a whole
say
story.
that we even get that in the next
Right.
game? Like
Right.
Wild I don't want to spoil what happens at the end of Miles Morales because you haven't played it, Nico, and you have a fucking PS5 right there. Spoiler alert. But fuck. God damn it. There's a thing that happens that leads us to believe that symbiote might be explored in the next game.
Right.
Yep.
They don't have to. They could straight up not do that
Just
in the
not
next
do
game.
it, yeah.
And then 3 games from now, that's when we get the symbiote game.
Yeah.
Because that's how much content there is in Spider-Man that you can just tell stories about random bullshit, pick one singular villain, even though we've already shot our load in the first Spider-Man game, technically with Sinister Six. Each of those individual villains could have their own game. Like Electro, in and of itself, could be its own game.
Yep.
Rhino, its own game, even though he's the basic bitch that we kicked the ass of at the
they
beginning.
beat Rhino's ass in almost every Spider-Man
Because Rhino's
iteration of video games.
Rhino's a fucking idiot. Like, straight up. He's just a big dude
I'm
that
the
can put on a
Juggernaut.
suit and he can't get it off.
You can play any Spider-Man game and be like, all right, when's Rhino showing up?
Yeah.
So I can just fuck him up.
Dude, I would love to have a Scorpion.
Scorpion
game,
is
or-
one of the ones that haven't been really touched a lot in all the games.
Because in the PS1 game for Spider-Man, they kind of like hinted towards like what his actual story is from the comics, where it's like J. Jonah Jameson hires him to put that suit on and pretty much kill Spider-Man and like take him out pretty much. And the suit gets like fused to his body and he cannot remove the suit. And he is now like this fucking Scorpion man for the rest of his life.
Yep.
Right.
So he now hates Jameson.
Jameson, yeah.
So now Spider-Man has this moral quandary of, I need to save this man who talks excessive shit on me from this Scorpion person who can kill me with a single sting of his stinger.
Yeah.
And it's like this like moral battle. Like, well, obviously you're gonna save the douchebag,
makes for
but
a
the
good
douchebag's
story.
still gonna talk shit on
Yeah.
you and say that you hurt the Scorpion guy, and that's what caused him to want to kill J. Jonah. It's gonna be spun
Right.
to make you look like the villain,
Which
and
which
it's a
again,
whole game.
Yeah, which is a whole story in all of itself.
And it's so much stuff that can be done with Spider-Man. But
Yeah.
Speaking of that, me and CLD did have a text conversation because he was talking about how we rag on Avengers.
it sucks. I don't care. CLD, I'm sorry. It's a shitty fucking game.
His argument was because I said it didn't live up to expectations. It was a jack of all trades, master of none. That was my opinion. He said he didn't really have any expectations. He just said I just went in expecting to fuck shit up as the Avengers, and that's what I got. He said he really only played the story and he hasn't gone back to it since.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that was kind of my point. Like, it doesn't leave you much to
Yeah.
want out of it. But I say all that to say, I was like, well, after Insomniac did Spider-Man, I now want them to do all story-based Marvel games.
Same.
After I saw what they did.
I think they can 100% do it and do it correctly.
I would love to see Insomniac take a character that Marvel has that nobody would think that it'd be good. Like the Guardians of the Galaxy, like how that movie was announced and everyone was like, who the fuck is the Guardians of the Galaxy?
And that
then
movie
we went
ended
to the
up being
theater.
fucking great.
Yeah, it's one of the best fucking Marvel movies that there are.
I can't wait for Love and Thunder for the fact that they're in it.
Exactly. Like that's the thing. It's like that those characters that like nobody gave a shit about, which had like this tiny fan base, give us a game from there. Give Insomniac a character that nobody gives a fuck about and make them make a game about it. Oh, I'm on board, and it's gonna be the next fucking Spider-Man.
Give me Blade.
Blade would be lit.
Give me Blade.
But no, people care about Blade though. I'm trying to think of who people don't care about. They do. There's a movie being made with what's his name?
Yeah, now.
Yeah,
after
right
Mobius
now.
coming out. I know. I understand.
Like
that
5 years
his
ago.
resurgence is coming out, but ever since Wesley Snipes, nobody gives a fuck about those movies.
Those movies were great.
Make a
I know they were great, but
survival-esque action. Even you can even go kind of horror, survival horror, kind of like, not like Last of Us, but obviously it's a little bit more action oriented since it's superheroes. But Doctor Strange game.
oh, I want it immediately.
I personally don't.
I
like
would- I would
Doctor
want it.
Strange. That's just me though.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking like exactly. But that's the
Yeah.
point.
I don't even like the movie.
you give
like,
me-
I don't like Benedict
I was just trying
Cumberbatch
to
as
find.
Doctor Strange.
I was just trying to find an example of something
No, you
out
give
of
me
left field that they can grab.
you give me Doctor Strange with like
I'm not a huge
with
Doctor
fucking
Strange fan either.
what's it called? Respawn's Jedi Fallen Order. Is
Yes.
it?
Yeah, you forget it
I forget
already.
it
because
already.
you
The
haven't
game
played it
that
in
we're
I forget
weeks.
it already. Yeah. Give me Doctor Strange with Fallen Order abilities, and I'd be set.
I gotta say, I just looked up on Google obscure Marvel heroes to like figure out like what hero would be like a fun one to just.
Dot-Man.
Well, here, I just want to throw a character at Insomniac. Number 1 on the list for obscure Marvel characters is fucking Spider-Man, dude.
What?
Fuck Google. Fuck Google. Fuck them. Fuck Google and everything that Google stands for.
I think Spider-Man is just so bigger than life that he's on every Marvel list, no matter what you put.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
don't
look,
even know.
I brought all of that up.
I would say yeah.
We got to
Doctor
the point.
Strange is on that list, to be fair.
Yeah,
That's my point.
Yeah.
But we got to the point because we
Vision.
were like, I was like, honestly, because he brought up the fact that the Avengers Tower is in the Spider-Man games. I was like, but that's kind of what I want. I want Insomniac. Now that Insomniac showed me what they can do, I want them to do the MVGU. They should do the Marvel Video Game Universe.
Absolutely.
And in
That
10
does not roll off the tongue.
it doesn't, but how else do I explain it? But in 10 years on PlayStation 6, we should be playing Avengers
Yeah.
True.
level Insomniac games.
I'm gonna one up you though and say fuck the Avengers because like we already have like the trauma of the game and how bad it is. I don't want that to be touched by Insomniac because they don't need to fix a piece of shit, right? What they need to do is they need to make an X-Men game.
Eh.
What do you mean? X-Men is the best thing that Marvel has.
I think X-Men used to be the best thing.
No,
Marvel
it
has.
is. No, it is 100% the best thing that Marvel has.
And I'm not saying X-Men
Not
is
movies.
trash.
Fuck the movies. Fuck everything. X-Men is the literal best thing.
I'm not
Marvel
saying
has.
X-Men is bad.
Yo,
I'm just
y'all
saying
are dying on this hill this week.
No, I'm just
This is the fucking X-Men is the literal best thing that Marvel has ever made. More than Spider-Man. X-Men as a whole.
I'm not saying it. I'm talking about what is popular right. Are kids right now talking about X-Men?
No, that's the point.
Right. So
I'm saying give them the X-Men so that us motherfuckers
Oh, I'm not
talk
against you.
about
I'm not against it. I'm not saying you're wrong.
No.
I'm asking kind
No,
of. I
if
don't
you-
know
if
where
you
they
give-
are right now.
if
They
you
don't
give-
need to be anywhere.
No,
That's
if
the
you're giving
point.
me
They
a-
aren't. That's the problem. They should be.
No,
they
okay.
should be the highlight of the fucking world.
All right, I just needed clarity.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with
That's
you.
the thing. Like,
No, if you're giving me an X-Men game, give me a rated R. If you give me a
No.
teen or a rated E,
you don't need a
I don't
rated
want
R
it.
X-Men.
No,
You don't need rated R
no,
X-Men.
give me a rated M.
You don't
X-Men.
need that either.
No.
The X-Men aren't
I
rated
can't,
M.
If I can't go around and literally like with Wolverine and slice some motherfuckers' faces off,
They gave, but you,
I
you,
ain't playing.
got that at one point.
But Wolverine
Yeah.
never really did that in the comics at the beginning. He was just a dude with sharp claws. Watch the animated series. Watch him slice anybody in that.
I know.
He doesn't.
again-
He just slices up
It's
sentinels and
robots
stuff.
and
Yeah.
sentinels. Like, that's what it is. You give me a Shadow of the Colossus game where you have to take down sentinels as Wolverine and you have to go and climb on this motherfucker.
This sounds pretty dope.
and you have Cyclops on the ground zapping his fucking legs and his weak points, and then you got fucking Mystique over here just trying to fuck you up the whole time, dressed up as like Cyclops, and you're like, oh, here's Cyclops over here, no problem. And then she comes up and stabs you in the fucking butthole and shoots you with a gun.
I remember that one comic.
Exactly. It's the fucking...
No,
I'm
X-Men
kidding.
is
That didn't
the
exist.
no. If you give me an X-Men, I don't want any of the faces.
What do you mean
Of
the
X-Men.
faces?
I want every other X-Men but the faces.
Yes, that's the
faces.
thing. He's saying like the main squad.
Like,
Like you
if
don't
I-
want
if I get-
Wolverine, you don't want Cyclops,
Yeah,
you don't want
like,
Gambit.
Fuck all of them and their love triangle.
Well, then who do you
Like,
want then?
No, I want fucking Colossus. I want
He's
fucking
one of the main
like,
people.
barely in it, unless he was like way later on.
Bullshit. He's literally in the Deadpool movie. Both of
Yeah,
them.
that's
dude.
what I mean.
He's
That's
a
what-
face
Yeah, but when was the first time that Colossus was actually shown other than Deadpool?
in the animated series as a main contender.
I'm not talking about animated
The
series. I'm
arcade
talking
game.
about now.
Arcade. What do you mean now? Deadpool. The
You
movies.
you had just said that you want X-Men to be popular now.
CLD,
Yes.
look what
Now
you
day and
did,
age.
CLD. Look what
Yeah,
you've done.
in this day and age.
and they aren't.
You've broken
I-
them.
Why? Because nobody fucking gives a damn about the
No,
faces.
it's because all of
We
the
want
shit that's
other-
happened.
No, I want other fucking heroes. Give me a Nightcrawler game and
He's one of the faces.
Yeah, he is the-
then
he's
just
a-
give
one
me
of the-
then just give me Nightcrawler. I don't give a shit.
No.
How many times do we actually
No.
get any Nightcrawler story in any of the X-Men movies except for the fact that this fucker can teleport? That's it.
Well, no,
Nightcrawler's
he had a
boring
pretty
as
major-
fuck, dude.
He had a pretty major part in one of the movies.
He's literally in the first movie he's in. They
Yeah.
they fucking bury his ass into the ground. They beat him like the dead horse he is. The only reason he's cool is that he has a fucking cutlass in the animated series and can puff around, and that's it.
There you
that's
go.
his only two
That's what-
powers.
that's
There's
what I
nothing
want.
cool about him.
That's what I want.
You want a
You know
game
what?
about someone who's
And
not
if
cool.
And if that's the case, let me give you even one more worse one that I would like. Give me an X-Men movie, an X-Men game the way you want it, but I want to play the villains, no heroes.
That's cool too.
But that's
That's
been done as well, and I think that's
that's
a
the
cool
Suicide
angle.
Squad game that's coming out soon.
X-Men 2 on Sega Genesis, you had to play as Magneto.
Yeah, you had to play as Magneto, but you still didn't come out the victor. I want to play as the villain winning the game.
Well, I think it was kind of like a lateral story. I don't think it was like you didn't come out the victor. You
Right,
were just-
but no, I want to just play full villains. That's it.
Do it then.
Because I'm sick of the heroes. X-Men heroes suck my ass.
But
Like, I'm
you're
sick of them.
wrong.
We're gonna get some angry
You're
letters.
so wrong.
No, I'm just sick of them. I'm sick of looking at the little like freaking cat tracer laser beam fucking Cyclops.
But that's the problem,
I'm
is
tired
that
of
you're
Mr.
sick of looking at the
Titanium
bad
fucking
stuff.
No, it's not the bad stuff.
You
It's
don't-
the same shit.
It's
Like,
the
give
s-
me different heroes. Give me heroes that don't get screen time. Give me heroes that have interesting stories, but they don't
what?
develop them.
I want them to make
Like
what was
this hate for me comes from Superman. I don't want to see another.
That's an
13
entirely other-
I understand, but I'm
First
saying
of all,
I don't want-
Superman's great, and y'all are wrong about
Again,
that.
I just
first
don't.
of all.
I just am tired of seeing Superman develop his powers every fucking time. I can say the
He
same
can't
thing
have a-
about.
he can't
and
work
mind
a movie out of a plastic bag. He
Mind
can't.
you, is the fact
All
that
his movies are trash.
Yeah, but the
It's
other
not true. Man
the
of Steel
other
is
thing
great.
No,
that I
it's-
feel is
Man
like
of Steel's great.
So
The
they
original
have
Christopher
never made a
Reeves is
good
great.
Superman movie. I
No,
will die on that.
they
haven't.
They will
Yes.
never. They
Never.
have never done it.
Oh my god.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm in so much pain.
listen. I am a
I
huge
feel like I'm
and
playing Breath of the Wild, man. I'm
Anthony,
dying.
Anthony knows this for a fact. I am a huge
They're
fan
boring,
of
like-
DBZ. A huge
So-
fan of DBZ. And I am sick and tired of listening about Goku getting stronger. I want other characters
That's
to
a
be developed.
different. That's completely.
They tried that. It
But what I'm-
failed. That's why they went back to
and
Goku.
Correct, but that kills me because they try it and they don't stick to it. They're like, it didn't work, and then they just throw the shit away. It's like, do more. Like, do more for all these heroes that are great, that people can relate to, that are so obscure that people don't even
Well,
know
you know,
about.
but
And it's
I
like,
mean,
develop them more.
If you're
Like,
trying,
they're
though,
there,
like, because
do
Dragon
it.
Ball Z was supposed to be about Gohan, but then they got fan reaction. They wanted Goku, so they kept making Goku together.
No, I understand that, but
That's the
it's
problem is that you just got to make the characters better. You are so accustomed to having such shitty X-Men content thrown at you from the movies and from the games that
Like
have
Superman.
come out. Fuck off. We'll
Yeah.
get to that in a second. We'll get to it. Anyway, you need a classic X-Men, like classic characters with the main squad so that you can branch off into the New Mutants and
No,
go
just-
off into other things.
Just give me the new guys. Fuck it.
You
Like,
know
if I
what?
want an Avengers, I want an Avengers Heroes of Tomorrow Avengers. Fuck the old Avengers.
But you won't get that. That's the
I
problem.
want to see fucking like fucking like Captain America's daughter going around busting face and killing
busting face. You know why you won't get that?
Outrageous. Like that's what I want. Like I'm sick and tired of the old
You're
guys.
not going to get these things because they have to appeal to everybody.
Yeah, that's
why
you
you'll always
start
get
with
the
X-Men.
traditional X-Men until they can branch off.
That's
of
like
them.
if they started with Miles Morales with Insomniac instead of Peter Parker. Like, people wouldn't have given a shit. They would have been like, well, this is fucking weird and out of nowhere, because Spider-Verse wasn't even in the talks yet when that movie came out, in that game. So you have to start with what people know, and then you move off to the fucking shit people will love. That's why I like Miles Morales better than the regular Peter Parker Spider-Man a little bit, just because it was refreshing to have not Peter Parker.
Yeah, but
And then you start off with these X-Men. You don't even have to have a team game. Focus on fucking give you Gambit for all I care.
yeah, but we already have 9 fucking X-Men movies with the face characters. You have enough.
No, you
like,
don't, because they're all
enough-
terrible.
Enough developed movies. You have fucking
not,
9
though.
different Wolverine movies.
There's
You have one where
3.
he ends up dying, and he's like, and that's the end
But
of it.
those
Like,
aren't the classic X-Men.
Move on.
There's some
from there.
okay X-Men movies. I'm not saying they're fantastic.
X2 is pretty good.
I like
Days of Future Past, I kind of like. And
Yeah, I
then
like Days of Future Past.
the First Class was okay for
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're fantastic. They're
Yeah,
great.
no,
They're just,
but
And then
they're okay.
Logan was a banger.
But I'm not saying just solemnly.
I
on
like
the
Logan
movies.
a lot.
It's like if we're basing games and stuff like that, we're using content of the movies. I'm just sick of that.
I
see,
don't want to
I
do
was-
that.
I was
That's what
about
I'm
to-
not
want
saying that.
newer, I want newer heroes.
I was about to
like
say
if you
is-
give me an X-Men game,
How about
give me
look,
like freaking Garden of Eden.
how about they give
like
you
heroes.
a different concept? Because honestly, after watching the Logan movie, I was like, why don't they make a Last of Us-esque Logan game?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't
Like,
want I'm with that.
like bring
I
me
don't
that.
want that.
Yeah, bring me that.
I
Like,
want classic X-Men, like the animated fucking series.
I'm not saying instead of that. I'm just saying
No,
let's
I'm
have-
saying that's what I want Insomniac to specifically do, is a classic
Oh,
X-Men.
I'm not relating this to the Insomniac.
Then what are we
conversation.
talking about?
We went everywhere else.
We went
I'm just talking about what I
everywhere
want now.
I don't
just said in
understand what the
general.
point is.
I just said in general. If I wanted, if
Oh,
I
because I brought
were-
up MCU
Yeah.
as far as Insomniac.
yeah, if
And
I
then
if
you
I
said you wanted X-Men and X-Men and
But I want Insomniac
Let's
to bring
reel it
the
in. Let's reel
X-Men
it in.
into the Insomniac universe. Because fuck the Avengers, I don't care about them. We got a game, it's done with. It was garbage. It will never be good. It's Cyberpunk. It's not going to be good ever. Give me classic X-Men in the world of this Peter Parker, where it's actually the X-Men that we want and not the movies that you hate and have this animosity towards, and people will skeet to the heavens.
Nah.
skeet to the heavens.
You will
don't
be
think so.
looking straight up in the eye, in the
the
air with
eye,
your
huh?
fucking, with your Cyclops eye shooting your laser, because it's they're such cool characters, and you've just been force fed these garbage movies to make you think that they're not good.
I just don't think that'll like I don't think that's gonna go well with the popularity of what it is now.
I feel like if you give anyone a Wolverine game right now set in the Insomniac universe, those people are fucking lining up for it. 100%.
I don't.
I don't think 100%, but I think
Yeah.
the pedigree
occult
of
following
Insomniac will
Wolverine,
have
but-
people like, all right,
Yeah, that's
I'll
the
let-
thing. You take Insomniac's pedigree, and then you take the popularity of the
Yeah,
character
but then at that
Wolverine,
point-
which is
I'm-
constant.
I'm adding to
But
your
at that,
point.
at that point,
I'm just
you-
flustered.
at that point, I feel like you're adding water to rum. That's it. You're
Do it!
You're
Fuck,
literally.
I don't know
you're
what that
literally-
means.
You're just adding water to rum. You're just like taking this super concentrated content and you're saying, hey, this super concentrated content that has never been touched before or done correctly before, and Insomniac is gonna do it. It's gonna go up to the heavens, but it doesn't 100% make it seem that Insomniac's gonna do a good job with it.
Insomniac does a good job with anything they
No,
fucking do.
Insomniac is good at making their own shit with things that's already present.
Yes.
Correct.
So X-Men, the classic animated series based off the classic comics, which is a present thing that's already a thing that people love.
But you just said it. It's Insomniac taking something that's classic and recreating it.
Which is
to
what they did with Spider-Man.
To what is based on the classics.
Yeah.
Meaning there's no hand of them. They're just taking the content and making it alive. It's not going to go well.
It will, because they bring it into that universe.
No. I'm not saying they're bringing it
I'm
into
just saying
the universe.
classic as in like the characters that we knew before the movies existed. So like the movies cancel them from the universe that we live in,
Right.
didn't happen. Those X-Men,
Yeah.
the X-Men. If you look at the X-Men, that is the most popular thing that Marvel has, even with the Avengers movies.
Right.
Straight up, because it's always about like people that are different from other people. It's the thing that speaks to the people that don't have their voices heard because they're ridiculed for looking different and shit. That's why the X-Men did so well and why it is so well. And then why the movies did so bad is because they didn't fucking highlight that. They were just like, look, he can cut things, and look, this guy's got lasers. But the comics and the core root of it in the animated series, it was these people that were ridiculed for being different. You bring them into this world where we're technically in the year, I think probably 2021 in the Spider-Man world, where that's an existent thing, and people are like berating them for being different, but they're saving everyone from fucking Sentinels destroying the city. That sells fucking games. That puts asses in seats. That sells custom consoles, fucking controllers and shit. 10 out of 10.
I just don't see it. Because that's the same thing that the Marvel
I should have
game
just
did.
said a fucking Hulk
That's
game, and
the
then he
same
would have just
thing.
come all
No,
over the place.
I don't even want a Hulk
He
game.
would have literally
I don't
fucking
want a Hulk
skated
game.
green.
What am I gonna
It would
have?
have looked like a fucking Reptar
No,
bar
no,
just
so
exploded
what am I
everywhere.
gonna
Well, packing it up.
So you make a Hulk game. What am I playing? Rampage with The Rock as playing the Hulk? No, I don't
Yeah.
want that. I don't want that at all.
I mean, you're the biggest Hulk fan in the room.
And I
they would
still
make
don't
a
want a
game
Hulk
where they
game.
talk about the complexities of the
I
guy
don't-
trying to commit suicide
They can
and the
make
Hulk,
Hulk-
not letting
No.
him.
They can make Hulk good. I feel like a video
There
game.
are
No.
good Hulk video games.
No,
There's
I'm
tons.
talking about
None.
a modern day
Yeah,
now.
I know.
Like, they can
That's-
make it.
they go from that and then they make it better. Like, that's the
Nope.
thing. Wow.
I really wouldn't want a Hulk game at all. Just leave it where it is. Leave it where it is. Like, the Hulk's complexity comes from the story of him being together with other heroes. His own standalone stories never shined up front
I disagree
unless
with
he was
that.
with other people.
I disagree.
That's
There
just
are so
me.
many
It's
good
just
Hulk
literally how it
comics.
goes.
It's because he's always with other people. Because it's not just the Hulk. It's the Hulk and Bruce Banner fighting against each other. That's why Superman's so good. Moving on to that, because it's not about Superman being this all-powerful being. It's about Clark Kent.
That's fine.
That's the thing. The mask is Clark. He's trying to be Clark Kent, but the fact is that he can't be Clark Kent because he has these powers. If you had all the powers in the world to save every single person at the blink of an eye, but you just wanted to be a normal human, you'd be a dickhead for not using your powers.
That's like every X-Men movie.
No, it's not.
That's like, what is it? What's
Back
her name?
to
Rogue's?
X-Men.
That's
Who?
Rogue's story right there. I don't want these stupid powers. I want to be normal human.
Yeah, well, then she fucking does it and gets an injection so she can fuck Iceman in those movies. They're bad movies. We know this.
What?
Man
Gotta-
of Steel is
gotta
such a
get
good
laid.
fucking movie. Man of Steel is such a good fucking movie. And I will die on that hill.
I don't.
Such a good movie. And
I just-
Christopher
I-
Reeves, the
They
first
don't-
one. Oh,
They
dude.
don't live in the. I'm ready to get off the topic.
We have news to do
We
still.
have a lot to do.
It's just I don't know. It's just to me. I just don't think that standalone games with those heroes like X-Men. If you give me a Wolverine like the Last of Us movie, or the Last of Us game, I think
mean,
that's
not
gonna,
exactly
no,
like
no, no,
Last
what
of
I mean,
Us,
what I
but,
mean
you
is
know,
that
A series.
a series where you're playing as Wolverine with the Wolverine stories in that manner, it's gonna do a trillion times better than you did Wolverine and Friends. It's just it's not gonna work out.
No,
the
I didn't
same.
say that. I feel like if you did get an Insomniac X-Men game, that would be better than my idea for the Logan game.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Well,
but
the
again,
Logan game is going to have Wolverine and Friends because that's what that story is.
I
The
am-
movie is completely technically wrong to the
I
comics.
understand. I'm not
He
saying
has
that it's based
Hawkeye in them
solemnly
who's
on the
blind.
movie.
Well, that's what's the thing.
See, I didn't know about that. I just like the movie.
The old
Yeah.
man Logan story, all of that stuff. He's got baby Hulk with him walking
Mm-hmm.
around. He's got I think that's Cosmic Ghost, right? I was gonna say the
They
Thanos
did suck at
Punisher.
making these movies then because that's a way better
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, like baby Hulk, he's keeping protected. Hawkeye's in it, and he's like blind now, but he still has the shot of a fucking mastermind as a bow and arrow person. And like, there's just so much more shit going on with like the actual comics. The movies were put in this bubble because of how shitty the prior movies were, that they couldn't do that stuff. Instead of it being like baby Hulk he had to protect Charles Xavier and then X-23, which was the laziest way to bring in X-23 as well. While she is such a cool character and that
I fuck
actress
with
did
X-23.
great,
Yeah.
that was fucking lazy as shit. She just shows up and she's just like, eh. And then he's like, oh, I guess you're a part of my DNA. And she's like, eh. And then just speaks Spanish the whole time. And then you don't understand what she said. Well, he doesn't understand what she's saying. And then you're just like, okay, well, that relationship was nothing. He just sacrificed his life for a person who kind of was a part of him, but not really, even though that their relationship is so much more complex and like There's a whole other sibling that they fucking didn't even bring up of Dakin, who's fucking cool as shit. Instead of having 3 out the front, he's got 2 out the front and 1 from his fucking wrist, and he looks cool as shit, and he has a giant fucking tribal tattoo and a mohawk.
I don't know anything about this.
Exactly. We don't know anything.
That's what I'm saying.
But
It's just
give us a Wolverine family fucking game where he has to go fucking save his children from the fucking
there you go.
because they're all like pretty much spawns of like test tube babies.
Yeah.
He has to go save his DNA children, and then they fucking break out of this facility, tearing each person apart into dust of blood.
I just feel like there's so many other heroes out there that they should just touch up on. Like, even
Like
in the
who?
comic world.
We gotta
Like,
move
just-
on, you guys.
Yeah, just even in the comic world. I'm just saying that
There's none.
I'm sick and tired of face heroes. Face heroes.
There's
I'm
no
tired.
other
Like, I'm
characters
tired
that
of
you can get to unless you go through them first.
Give me a Spider-Ham game before
You're
you
never
give me
getting a
everything
Spider-Ham
else.
game.
That's it. Even if it's for the 3DS, I don't
No.
give a
It
shit.
has to be like a Switch game.
No, the
No,
only thing it is,
3DS
it's a
game.
Cuphead
It needs to be a
DLC.
3DS game. That's
It's
it.
literally you get Spider-Ham and Cuphead. That's it.
That's it. Give me a Spider-Ham game. We're cool.
That's not even a character that deserves a fucking game, dude.
Yeah,
Spider-Ham
that's
is
the
ass.
one character I think deserves a game.
Now
See,
you're
this
just
is coming from the guy
you're losing
who
all
made,
credibility.
who made the Spider-Ham rig.
Yeah, right.
You're losing all credibility in your statements now.
No, I'm not. I'm just
Yeah, because
there's so
Spider-Ham's
many-
a joke, man.
Correct.
He's a joke.
Give me heroes that are a joke. Give me heroes that are out there. Give me heroes that I don't give a fuck about.
You should put your Spider-Ham rig thing up on the Instagram story, and every caption just say Spider-Ham is ass.
Yeah, right.
He's a joke, and that's why you love him. It's why Deadpool is stupid and everyone loves him. He's the fucking stupidest character, and everyone loves
Give
him
me a
because
cable
of it.
game. Fuck.
Cable game is just fucking sadness the whole time.
Give me a cable game.
They're trying to make money. People don't widely like. I wasn't a huge comic book guy, but I knew who the X-Men were. They're not going to put all this money into these lesser known people because they have to appeal to people who haven't even heard of these people before.
That's why they do so well,
Because
too.
because they don't even touch them up all that well or develop them at all. They use them as plot points. It's like, but they're such cool characters that they use them so well on one point, and then that's it. Just throw them in the trash.
Give me a
So they're good
Bishop
for it.
game. That dude from the future that comes back to kill the X-Men and shit.
There you go.
Remember that from the animated series?
Yeah, I do remember
He was
that.
dope. He was like swole as fuck.
Yeah.
He had
Yeah.
like the mullet and shit. 90s as fuck with like 80 pouches on his legs. Just like, you know
There
what's
you go.
got in there.
Give me
One's
that.
got an inhaler. One's got like some condoms. Frog wants
Give
to
me
get
that.
frisky.
Some change.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
Need a
saying.
quarter?
It's just there's so many other heroes
There are
out there.
so many, but you got a stepping stone it like with Spider-Man.
Like, give me a Whiplash game where I'm playing as Whiplash.
Who the fuck's Whiplash?
No, one of the villains from Iron Man.
No.
Yeah, that's it.
No.
Just give me a Whiplash game.
Fuck that guy. No. That's like going like on your like S to F tier and going directly to F and being like, yeah, give me that guy.
Yeah, give me that.
Like even Guardians of the Galaxy was D. You just went straight to
Give me
F.
a Baby Groot game. That's
Why?
it.
Why do we want that?
Because they don't touch shit on him, and the fact that he can die and be reborn again. That's
Because
it.
Groot's stupid. Groot only matters when he's with the Guardians of the Galaxy or Rocket.
But yet, there's such a like tighter story with everything that they try to do, like both comics and movies with Groot. And then they're like, yeah, he's a plant.
That's all he is.
But there's so much more deeper
There
than that.
is, but guess what?
And then they're
Not
like,
in the MCU, because that's not what we're not talking about the movies.
I'm
In the
not saying
if
in
you
the
want that,
movies.
go read the comics.
give me a game.
Well, then why is the X-Men game a problem? I'm confused.
Because they're doing
True.
all the face characters.
Groot is a face
Yeah,
character.
Groot is a face
I
character.
understand, but it's a face character that hasn't gotten anything. For
I
me,
understand your point
it's just,
is going against my point, and I just pretty much shot myself in the foot. But
That's what I'm saying. It's like
exactly.
Now I'm
just-
lost. Like,
I just
what?
want heroes that they don't develop anywhere. Like they never fucking develop certain heroes. They just use them for one or two things, and that's it. They just chuck them outside.
But you just said Baby Groot, who is a face character,
yeah, but
and they did stuff with him.
no. In the comics and stuff like that, they did stuff with him. In the movies, they use him as he's a plant.
No, because he was doing stuff in the
No,
the one after he was introduced at the end.
didn't trust me. Like literally, the whole Baby Groot
There's a
there
whole
was just
planet
like
of tree
he's a
people,
plant.
like,
He's a
straight
tree.
up.
That's it.
I
Like,
can at least agree with that. But then at the same point, then I could argue Cyclops because they never developed him the correct way.
that's because he was in a love triangle.
No,
That's
in
it.
the
That's
comics,
the only
he's so
ones.
much more complex as a human being.
Then fucking give me that then. Give me
But
those
you just
stories.
said
But
not
he's a
to give you
face
that.
character.
Yeah, you said not to give
But
you
give
that.
me those stories if that's the case. Don't give me the same old bullshit.
X-Men. That's what I'm saying. Give me
No,
stories
no,
that are good.
No,
Give me a
give me fucking rated M X.
Let's go to the news. Can I transition? Can I do
No,
my?
I got one more
Can I do a?
question.
Oh
What-
fuck!
what
What do you
else?
mean
Just
we
one.
have another question?
we got
We
one
do
more.
have another question.
All right, I'm done with this damn stupid ass.
I've been sitting here like we gotta
Tell
go.
us what video game you would like Insomniac to make in the superhero world.
There you
Do you
go.
agree with X-Men? Do you agree with Nico with
How
a
about
baby
this
Groot
debate?
game? For fuck's sake, a baby Groot game. If we're doing that, give me a Howard the Duck game. At least that makes sense because
I will play the shit out of that.
And we're back.
that's just Ratchet and Clank as of that point. Just give me a
Give me that
cartoon
shit.
character with a gun, or it's like Destroy All Humans mixed with fucking
Put-
Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I want.
Fuck, I just answered the question. Do it yourself now. Fucking email us, goddammit. I need a coffee and a cigarette.
We hit Chris where it hurts. Well, no, Nico hit Chris where it hurts.
I need a cigarette. What's the next question?
Do you smoke cigarettes?
No.
Man, you really are upset. All right.
I'm gonna whoop y'all's ass in Mario Party, motherfuckers.
What did I do besides say Superman is trash?
You were an accessory.
I do agree with you though. Superman is trash.
I don't think, no, you know what? I'm not doing it. That's a trap. I'm not getting back into it. I don't think it's trash. I just think besides like the animated series with him and Batman back then, the same people who made the Batman animated series, that Superman is awesome.
Yeah, that one's good.
I
yeah,
fucked
I can
with
agree with you.
early Smallville. I fucked with all that.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think they can make a good in quotes Superman movie to save their life.
I'm gonna end it with this. There's a new CW show called
I heard.
Superman and Lois, and
Yeah.
the first episode came out, and it was very good.
All right, I'm checking it out.
Check
I
that
heard,
out.
I heard that. Yeah.
That's the way that show the way it is how I look at the Man of Steel movies. In that sense. I feel like you can't appreciate those movies unless you watch them a couple times, like in a different way. You know what I mean? Like if you're just like watching at face value, you're like, oh look, all these buildings going down and like millions of people dying. If you look at it in a different point of view of like, if you think of yourself as the guy who is Superman, you look at it completely different, and that movie becomes completely different.
They fell on the trap.
That wasn't a trap.
What's the next question? Is this a trap?
No.
I feel entrapped.
It's the last question though. that
Okay,
we're
then
gonna
we
do.
needed news, because I have a segue to get into news that'll work really well.
From what?
I can't tell you, because then it won't work for the segue.
Gotcha. All right.
Obviously.
I didn't want to do the question if it
Do
led
the
off
que-
the last question.
Just go. It's fine. It'll be a callback, but it'll work. Trust.
Elijah writes in and said, "What is the worst video game you've ever spent your money on?" I'm a huge anime fan, so I remember being hyped because I heard that the Jump Force game was coming out. For big anime fans that thought of being able to select characters like All Might, Goku, and Luffy and pair them up against fighters like, I didn't play this game, so I don't know who these people are or see these shows, Bakugo, Vegeta, and Gaara was enough for me to yell, "Take my money now." Once the game came out, however, I heard nothing but horrible reviews. But about 2 months ago, I decided to see for myself and buy the game. ... I hate this game. It's fun for the first 10 minutes, and then you realize it has no depth, no cool feature, and no replay value. I can never get my money back, and that bothers me. I'm not saying that buying the game is a massive regret in my life, but I would be lying if I said that the thought of me spending money on this game didn't keep me up all night. So I was wondering, what is the worst game you ever spent money on, and why?
I have two answers.
You go ahead, because I
No,
gotta
no, you
think.
go ahead.
Oh, I gotta think.
Mine's gonna piss you guys off, so it's funny.
Even more.
Even more.
I think I answered this on an older episode. I bought Mario Was Missing for Super Nintendo.
Oh, jeez.
And got home to realize it was an educational game and not a Mario adventure that I wanted to go on. And that is the worst game I bought. I did not sign up to be taught lessons. I wanted to just jump on bad guys and save Luigi. And that is not what and save Mario. That is not
You
what I
just wanted
got.
to save Luigi.
I just want, yeah, right. I just wanted to save Mario as Luigi. I thought it was a traditional Mario game, and it was just you going from city to city and international country to international country, learning about the geography of said country you were in. Fuck you for doing that to me.
For me, I'm a like him. I'm a huge fan of anime, and the biggest waste of fucking money, and I did it anyways,
Genshin
hoping
Impact.
for better fucking gameplay, is Sword Art Online.
I've heard that game.
I never played it.
The Sword Art Online
I like
game.
the show. I never played
So
the game.
so the games play just like the show. They start you off in the middle of a story. They don't explain shit beforehand, and you're in this constant loop of you have to kill the same monster 86,000 times to get to a enough level to be able to go on to the next shit.
Gotcha.
And it's not like I am pissed off because of the fact that it's very grindy. Is the fact that it doesn't give you any context whatsoever of why you're starting where you are. So like the very first SAO game, I bought it from the hype and all that because I really love the anime. I really like the
Season 1 only.
Yeah, season 1 was great. I had a huge like love for
That's all I saw, too.
the novel, which was great. But when I jumped into it, I was like, oh yeah, I bought the collector's edition at a con because the singer from the opening was gonna be there doing autographs. So that's the only thing that I kind of don't regret buying was that first one because I have her signature on the box. So that's gonna be worth something sometime. But every other SAO game I bought was the same shit as the first one. They don't explain anything. They don't tell you anything. And then there's characters in there that weren't even mentioned in the novel. And they don't tell you beforehand that this is
they
a
took a
different
bunch of
experience.
liberties.
Yeah, so they took a bunch of liberties with adding characters and changing stories that just didn't concur with anything that you already knew.
Are they technically canon to the story?
And
Like,
that's the thing. Nobody knows because those are characters that are in the novel, but they're just side characters that didn't need to be in that particular position within the story. So they just took characters that just were side characters and like support characters and then made them main characters of like a specific story for those games that were like, this isn't what actually happened. So you're actually sitting there thinking you're going to get an experience of what you already like were reading or were watching on an anime, but in reality you just got this whole complete like confusion of shit that you were like, what is this? So needless to say, in every single game I have about 5 hours worth of gameplay, and I spend like $70 per game.
Ouch.
And I own all of them, all
Why'd you
five of
keep
these
buying
fucking
them?
games, with the hope that it was going to be different every single time because each one of them
It's like an
is
abusive
made by
ex.
yeah. Because each
She
one
won't hurt me
the
this
worst
time,
part
I
is
swear.
the worst part is out of the 5, 3 of them were made by
Wait,
completely
there's
different
5? You bought 5 of them?
5 different games.
After the second one, I'm like, I'm done with this.
But the thing is, 3 out of the 5, which didn't come in at the same, were all made by different developers. So I had that hope of like, all right, this developer is gonna do something.
Are they
'Cause
badly reviewed?
They're not even badly reviewed. That's my problem. Is they're not badly reviewed. They have like an average to high review, but it's like at the same token, you go into the game and you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
It just doesn't suit you.
It just doesn't. It's not that it probably doesn't suit me, and it probably is. But even on like ALO for the SAO Alfheim Online, which was technically the story, half of the game you have to play online. So literally, you have to be playing with somebody who's currently playing in another part of the fucking world to be able to get through story. Through regular campaign shit. So it's like now you're binding me to having to go out and like socialize.
It seems needlessly complicated.
Correct.
How dare you
it
force me to talk to people?
It's
That's
not
why
just
I play
it's just-
video games.
Yeah. Well, I was even talking about this with our friend Lucas last night.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy did the same thing with Final Fantasy Type 0. Type 0 was supposed to be Versus 0, which ended up being 15 because of all that shit that happened with Square Enix back in 2011. But they created Final Fantasy Type 0. In that game, literally, you start the whole first level of the game. You play as just regular first-person campaign. You're playing the game. You have your 3 assist characters with you. You're just playing the game. Once you get past that first level, it literally the game tells you you must be online to continue the game. Because every single time you continue the campaign, you have to pair up with somebody who's waiting to do the raid of that level to be able to get it done.
And there's no guarantee that
There's no
person-
guarantee that that person's gonna be there.
That's
And
annoying.
then they try to fix it by giving you an AI.
The AI is just like
And the
standing
AI
there.
just sits there like Donald's and heals you after you have healed yourself. So yeah, those games were atrocious, and I regret buying all these.
It seems like you have the same problem with that I have with a lot of, and I love Square and Final Fantasy, but I've gotten to the point, with the exception of one, like with the exception of Final Fantasy Tactics, if it's not Final Fantasy number, like 1, 2, 3, like main line, I'm not fucking touching
Yeah.
it. That's just like Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, 3, I just tolerated and tried to play. All that Rebirth 258, I'm not fucking going anywhere near
Yeah.
those. Like
Yeah,
they,
so-
they just made that shit. Just, I don't need that much story.
Yeah.
It's too much.
So I think that's the biggest regret, was literally spending what, $70 for 5 games, like $270 something on games that I spent 5 hours on and just
You were
have 'em
dedicated to
sitting there.
finding a good one.
Yeah, I was really dedicated because I was hoping, because I really, really loved the content in the manga and the novel, but it just didn't happen.
It's doo-doo.
Yep.
Man, that sucks.
What
There's this
about
little
you?
game called Breath of the Wild. I really fucking hate it. I regret spending money on it.
I'm not mad at that because we already talked
No, I
about
was
it.
just,
Yeah,
that
we
was more of
talked
a
about
joke
that.
one, but it's kind of funny because it sounds like the same as your explanation. It's like a game where it forces you to do this. It doesn't explain how to do stuff and like blah blah blah. Like it's very similarly to the stuff. I'm having a good time, I swear. Mm-hmm. It's not that one. It's Avengers. No memes. Because it's the
memes.
worst fucking game I've ever played.
I knew that was coming.
It's straight up. It's the
Yeah.
worst fucking game I've ever played in my life. Avengers, straight up. I played it the beta. I was allowed to play the beta by this fucking team of dumbasses, and I went in there, wasn't able to play. Got maybe like 1 or 2 missions in, somehow completed the beta and got my Fortnite Hulk Smashers, which we'll get into that in a minute. So I got those. It was terrible experience. Couldn't fucking matchmake. Like, got the game crashed multiple times. Then finally get to the game. Couldn't matchmake with people still. When it was like main release day, couldn't have a good time. Then I went to play the story. Story sucked, in my opinion. It was just straight up boring, and then they made Kamala annoying as fuck. Like, no offense to her, because I love Kamala Khan. I think she's a very endearing character, and I think she's really cool, and I like her story. I like reading her comics. No jokes. She was annoying the whole fucking time in that game. Tony Stark fucking sucked. Nolan North, you fucking phoned it in. Sorry, buddy. But you did, because you did it in Fortnite as well when you phoned it in as Iron Man. You didn't sound like him. The only person that voice acted in that game that I actually felt like, this person maybe gives a shit about this game doing well was Troy Baker as Bruce Banner. But even then, you hardly get him talking because Hulk's there like, "Ugh," the whole time. And that's it. Then I'm fucking, okay, let me go buy some skins to like look different. Those cost real life money for like a single skin for no reason. I ended up glitching the game and getting Joe Fixit for Hulk by accident, which was funny. But then I couldn't even get to play it because the people I was playing with, that person only played Hulk and said, I will not play this game unless I'm playing Hulk. So I couldn't even fucking play my fucking busted game skin.
Oh my god.
So I was pretty pissed about that. And then fucking Hawkeye just came out recently. I didn't even download it. Then, going back to the beginning again, I paid for the game from Best Buy. They charged me for shipping for that game. And then they also charged me for shipping for the fucking Steelbook. I didn't realize that till recently. They charged me for shipping for the fucking Steelbook because they shipped them separately from each other. Fuck that game. I don't give a fuck when Spider-Man comes into it because I hope it flops even farther.
Yeah, it makes me sad that
I
game.
almost forget that was supposed to happen, and it's like, why would you do it at this point?
It's going to happen when the next Spider-Man game comes out. That's the thing. If you think about it, because the way that they're doing characters right now, Hawkeye just came out. This game came out a decent bit ago. And Hawkeye is the first DLC character that just came out. There are like 3 or 4 in between Spider-Man that are going to have to come out. So when are we going to get Spider-Man? Oh, Spider-Man 2 gets announced at some point in the future? Let's
when we'll
release it at
drop
the
it.
same fucking time.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to play it. And it's
Which-
not even
They're
going to be
probably
that
gonna do it when
Spider-Man.
the movie comes out later this year.
Yeah, it's not even going to be that Spider-Man 2. It's not going to be the movie Spider-Man, and it's not going to be Insomniacs. It's just going to be some random
Ass
horseshit
Spider-Man.
looking character that has stupid skins, that doesn't
Voiced
even
by
play
Kevin
right.
Hart.
Voiced by Kevin
Honestly,
Hart.
that'd make it better.
Yeah, I feel
man.
I feel so sad that game is tied to Square Enix.
I don't. Fuck Square Enix.
I'm
and their
really
fucking
sad.
bees and their Avengers. They suck. I'm playing Final Fantasy soon. It's fine. It's fine. But that game, and it just made me so mad too, because like not only did I buy it and have a bad time, both of the guys over at Haptic bought it as well, and like they already had bought it. So like all three of us were set. I got my brother to buy it because I was like, hey, we can have a full team of 4. Buy it and we'll all play. And he's like fucking hates it. Now I feel bad because I got him to buy something that he hates. So now I have that guilt, plus the guilt on top of the fact that I already spent money on it. Fuck that game. Give me X-Men. Moving on.
I feel like Marvel is you're equally as passionate and equally as enraged sometimes.
Oh yeah, because they do stupid shit like that where they're like, hey, Square Enix, here's a license to our like most popular franchise, make a game out of it, and then they fucking say okay, and then just plop out a turd.
Well, that's because they put the worst fucking director in the studio on it.
Yeah, because they didn't care.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, this is a throwaway, because their main focus is the Final Fantasy games. Like, that's their bread and butter.
Yeah, that's
Why
it.
the fuck should they give any
Because Disney
good,
was
good
like,
guy
because Disney and them had a contract.
Yo, me and CLD talked about this too, because I was like, I really think Disney needs to stop dealing with
Yeah,
Square.
'cause-
I don't think they make good shit
Yeah.
at all, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, you're right, because we saw what happened last time they tried to link up, and he put this. And he put the gif
was it?
of Donald like pretty much hugging Sora, right?
Well, that's the thing. It's the fact that game, Kingdom Hearts would have been 1,000 times better
if it didn't exist.
No, if it was either like Final Fantasy or if it was Disney.
All Disney.
Like, don't mix
Why
the two.
they tried to mix,
Yeah,
like-
don't. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like you get one of the most like notorious fantasy-driven RPG like studios out there, and then you put like the biggest ballsack like director of Disney going, I want what I want, and then you have like the big old giant, Square Enix saying, no, we want to make it look good. So
Listen,
you
man.
have an artist and a contractor fighting each other the whole time.
Listen,
you're gonna get shit
Insomniac
like
to me
this.
has earned the rights to take the Marvel.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
They
I agree with
are
that.
the Disney of Marvel. Like,
Yeah.
like straight up, like Fox got all their rights taken away from them and
Mm-hmm.
given it to Disney because Disney's doing it right.
Yeah.
When it comes to cinematic stuff, when
Just
it comes to
pull
TV
everything together,
shows,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
like they're doing it right there. Give it to the people that are doing it right in the game space. Like, I don't want a fucking another Disney toy box fucking game
And I
with
think
Marvel characters.
I think at this point I don't even look at like studios when it comes to stuff. I want to look at the directors. Because the directors are the ones pulling the strings. You guys
Sure.
are the ones that make the team. It's like
yeah,
the moment I saw that fucking what's his name? I forget the director for the Avengers was on it, and I looked at like his rating. I was
we
like,
talked about it.
I was
back
like,
in the
dude,
day.
this guy has like 3 games under his belt,
Yeah, and they were all
and they were
One was
all
like
trash.
50 Cent or something like that.
Yeah.
It was like a 50 Cent.
The
game.
Blood in the Sand game?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that
50
was
Cent
one of
Blood
the
in the
ones.
Sand and 50 Cent. What was it called? It was like one word.
I don't know. but
Bulletproof.
Yeah.
It was one of those two he directed, and that was.
and I was like, that was bad. I was like, that was the wrong choice.
But yeah, those are our most hated games. And
Oh, yeah.
then we'd like to thank all of you
Yes.
for sending questions.
Thank you.
That was Elijah for the last one, right?
Yes.
And then we had middle one was
CLD. The one that made it spiral
Yeah.
out of control. I just texted him and told him that.
CLD, you better love the passion, and you better support the X-Men. Hashtag support the X-Men. But we'd also like to thank again at the beginning Flooded
Room.
and
Now the news.
with his favorite horror game being Alien Isolation.
Yeah, isolation. Yeah.
Into the news, we have a little bit of news coming from Fortnite.
Oh.
Recently, they just
jeez.
released 2 skins in the game after they've released a slew of bullshit fucking skins out of their ass.
There might supposed to be weekly drops from them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just pop culture, anything into Fortnite.
Yeah.
And those 2 skins are the Xenomorph and Ripley from the Alien franchise.
You know what the worst part is like I really want to just be able to scare people with the xenomorph and just like pop out of like corners and stuff.
Xenomorph with a fucking shotgun, dude, and a
great.
sniper rifle. Like,
But
This is where it's getting out of
Yeah.
control for me. It's not Fortnite. It's just fine. It's great and everything. But some of these characters now are just like, why? Like,
Yeah.
because we already did the whole Street Fighter thing. But like, it's weird to see Ryu with a shotgun. Like what?
Yeah.
Like that's strange.
Yeah.
The only way I would want that to work is if he can do the spinning kick across the
Right,
field.
yeah.
Like,
and it's
I
gonna
was
get
like-
worse
I was
too.
like-
'Cause
I was
there's more
thinking-
news.
what's more new?
There's more news coming
Oh,
from
no.
Fortnite. So, as you guys know, and CLD will be a very... He probably already knows this. Hasbro is the toy company that makes multiple franchise toys like Marvel Legends with Star Wars with the Black Series. They recently started G.I. Joe. They just got the license for Ghostbusters, a bunch of other stuff. Recently, they just got another license. Fortnite. So now they are in the market for making Fortnite 6-inch action figures as well as other things. This is also going to end up leading to multiple other things coming in, like G.I. Joe, which is already coming with Snake Eyes. So more characters are coming from G.I. Joe. Ghostbusters, most definitely eventually. There's 100% going to be an event that comes out alongside the movie that should have been out by now, in which the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is on the map, and we all have to use our beams and cross the streams.
You heard it here first.
Fortnite.
Yeah, you heard it here.
Literally,
Give it
right
to
now,
us.
I'm telling you, this is happening. All of the people on the map, all 100 in the Battle Royale, are going to cross the streams, and it's going to kill the fucking Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah.
I wrote it. Fortnite, give me money
It is
after you've been sued.
It is Sunday, February 28th. You heard that here first. So when it happens, don't be surprised. And we will get into what else we predicted as we go on.
Yes.
Go on, Chris.
That being a thing, there's just so much more that are going to come into this world, and there's so many more skins that are just going to keep releasing, and it's insane to me because now not only does Hasbro have the license to the Marvel like toys and whatnot, since they have the license to Marvel toys and Fortnite, what characters have been in Fortnite? Marvel characters. So now they can make the Fortnite versions of the Marvel characters as action figures. So we're going to get the Wolverine from Fortnite action figure, the Thanos from Fortnite action figure.
Hey, I can get my
Even
Wolverine
Ryu
now.
and Chun-Li?
They're not Marvel or...
Okay.
It's the stuff they have licensed
I'm thinking it was like a partnership and they're just making all the
just
No.
Fortnite.
It's the stuff that they've specifically had in-game already. That's stuff that they have a license to, like Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Well, there's multiple Star Wars characters that are in Fortnite that you can now bring over into a Fortnite version of that Star Wars character.
For the figures,
And there's so many more. And with the G.I. Joe, they've already started with Snake Eyes. So, like, we see that they're going to do it, and it's obvious... Which means that there's just so many more that are coming in and so much more money that parents are going to have to spend for fucking toys.
Are you emptying your wallet for these action figures?
Surprisingly, the only thing at the moment that I would spend money on would be the Venom that they did in the Fortnite universe, because they had their own like skin that they made for Venom. Like there was the regular comic one, but they made their own, and I liked the design a lot. If they made that into a toy, I would get that because I actually liked it. Other than that, not really at the moment, but it's just insane how now this company that they also own Power Rangers.
I thought about that when you said
I'm thinking when they're going to come in.
Power Rangers are 100% going to end up coming.
They kind of
into
lend
Fortnite.
themselves to Fortnite.
And they're literally shoving that license everywhere. Like there was just a convention over this weekend online for these Mezco toys that are like high quality, like 6-inch ones. And they have like a Green Ranger coming out. It's like a full fabric suit with like plastic elements and stuff. And those figures are dope and like $300, $400 depending on what you want. And those could 100% now go into Fortnite. You have the Mighty Morphin team. That's how you tie fucking Ghostbusters and Power Rangers into it. The fucking Megazord fights the Stay Puft Man. Straight up. Then you make the Megazord a skin. Then you make more teams of Power Rangers, like the popular seasons, all versions of Tommy, in which it's the Green Ranger, but he can also become the White Ranger, the Red Zeo Ranger, the Black Dino Thunder Ranger, and Lord Dakin from the comics. And that's just a way that you level up that Green Ranger. It's going to happen. And I'm predicting it, and it's going to happen.
Yes.
So,
we've proven our powers at this point.
There was also a small Fortnite story where like they settled a lawsuit with in-game V-Bucks. I don't know the ins and outs of that, but Kotaku reported on it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And just the way that their headline was, Epic settles real lawsuit with fake money. And I don't know the main details of it. I can read it if we want to. Pretty much the lawsuit, reading directly from Kotaku's website, the move is in response to a class action lawsuit in the Superior Court of North Carolina, which is not yet settled. So it's pretty much the provised settlement provides up to $26.4 million in additional cash and other benefits for Fortnite and Rocket League players who feel they've suffered additional legal harm from the game's loot boxes. So it's based around loot boxes and like in-game purchases, and they're settling it with in-game money.
This is the world we live in now.
Yes. So if you play Fortnite or Rocket League for that matter, because they're doing it now too, there might be some in-game currency coming your way if you fill out a form online. The guys over at Haptic Intel covered this in a video itself. If you want a more in-depth dive of it, we're just going to throw general fucking commentary of that's some bullshit. But I
Money
believe,
isn't real.
yeah. There's like
At
a
this
form
point.
you can fill out that like you were like say that you're like I was like harmed by this, and then like when it's done and if the people win, you'll most likely end up getting some sort of like in-game monetary coinage.
If it's that easy, you might as well just give every account some V-Bucks.
You should. Because that's the thing. Like, what's the fucking point? It's digital money and it doesn't matter. But yeah, Fortnite is doing. They're making moves right now, and it's insane moves. Expect more fucking toys to come out. CLD, you and me, our wallets are gonna be fucking open wide. And then go buy the Ripley skin. If flooded, because you want to play Alien Isolation again. You can do it in Fortnite.
Right.
And then
man.
moving on, we got the Cyberjunk tweets.
Yeah.
Long story short, that whole hacking thing they went through with the Cyberpunk accounts and those people asking for what they have. They had a version of The Witcher that wasn't previously out. They had a whole bunch of internal Cyberpunk. They had the game code, right?
Yeah, the source code,
They
the
had the source code
DLCs,
for 'em.
and then a bunch of stuff of the actual employees that worked at the company.
I can read it if you want to have it up. But so with all that hacking that happened, so they Cyberpunk put out 3 tweets in regards of some things they've been working on for Cyberpunk, and it says while we dearly wanted to deliver patch 1.2 for Cyberpunk 2077 in the time span we detailed previously, the recent cyber attack on the studio's IT infrastructure and the extensive scope of the update meant this is unfortunately will not happen.
Shocker.
Right. We'll need some additional time. Our goal for patch 1.2 goes beyond any of our previous updates. We've been working on numerous overall quality improvements and fixes, and we still have work to do to make sure that that's what you get. With that in mind, we're now aiming for a release in the second half of March. And their last tweet said, "It's not the news we enjoy sharing, but we want to make sure we launch this update properly. Stay tuned for more information as the time draws closer. Thank you for your continued patience and support."
Just stop. Just stop.
Just let the game die.
I don't
Just
hate,
let the game die.
I don't even like
Just let the
being that
game
guy.
die.
But every month, it seems like.
Yeah,
We're
something new.
sorry.
Yeah, exactly. It's just more. I promise you, this game is in nobody's consciousness anymore.
No, none.
No one's thinking about it.
Nobody's caring. Nobody's caring.
Maybe
enough.
y'all have some kind of deal where y'all have to. You're contractually obligated to make this a playable thing.
Yeah, I think the class action lawsuits are binding them to do
Because
that.
if they don't fix it, then the class action lawsuit straight up is like, yeah, you fucking lose.
Yeah.
Like,
and
if they
every money
fix
that
it,
and
at
any
least,
money
then
that
it's
they
like,
made.
well, at least we did
Yeah.
something, and then they can settle for a lower
Yep.
thing.
They're going to spend. There is so much money going into this thing that I feel like people aren't even going to gravitate back towards.
Nope.
Oh, absolutely, especially investors. Investors are the people who are holding this class action lawsuit against them. So in reality, you guys just lost every money, all the time spent, all of those devs who just got paid, all of those devs that you let go, everything. And you're still trying to make sure that you don't lose enough money where the company doesn't go under.
And you've made all your money. You made all your money off the pre-orders. I feel like all that money is going to get just recycled back into the company to finish a game that no one's going to play.
Yeah.
I feel like you're either going to be in the red or you're just going to break even.
The worst part is they can't even gain any money from it too, because all of the DLCs and stuff are already promised to be free. So it's not even like they can recoup anything as of this point. It's not like they can be like, oh, well, here comes the DLC. It's going to be $20 for every single person. You've already said that it's free.
Yep.
If you say that it's now costs money, and you're not doing free updates anymore.
Second class action lawsuit.
It's not even. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that in and of itself, but like nobody is gonna buy that who is mentally sane unless they're like a content creator. I could see like someone who like
For
actually
the memes, they'll do it.
meme wise, and then also just like if they have a fucking high end PC that's like kicking ass and still running the game well. But like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think they should just let the game die.
This is free to play next year. I'm calling it now. Literally, it's gonna be PlayStation like February next year, exclusive month game, Cyberpunk.
I could see that just because of the fact that it's not even on PlayStation right now.
Yeah.
So it probably wouldn't look good. If I'm Sony, I'm like, I'm not going to make all our users buy this game again.
Oh yeah.
I
They'll end up
wouldn't
just
even, I
putting it
wouldn't
back.
even put it out for free. And I don't
No,
think
they
they
would.
will.
Dude, they
I
put
really-
out fucking bug snacks, dude. They'll put anything out for free.
but like, but that's still playable.
Destruction All Stars, for fuck's sake.
But that's still playable. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's playable, but it's ass.
That and I feel like what City PR did to them when they did when they said, "Oh yeah, everyone's giving you guys returns," and they put Sony on a
That's exactly
on a hard
why they're
spot,
never going
they're
to
not
charge
gonna put it
people
up
to
there.
play it. You can't even make money as you're fixing it because no one it's off the digital marketplace and no one wants to buy it.
Yeah, no one.
It's like $30 now at like Target.
Yeah.
I think I saw it in like
It's like
the
25
cases.
bucks on Best Buy.
Yeah,
right?
Best Buy had the recent
is a
one I saw.
joke. This game is a joke. It shouldn't be a joke, which is the sad part. Just think like how
And this isn't even me criticizing the gameplay. I'm just saying
Yeah.
the PR around it is so bad
Yeah.
that it just can't come up.
and that was my main argument that I was making with Nico the other day. Like it's not in the root of it all, not a bad game. It's just the fact that it's broken from the inside out. Like you can't play it for more than an hour without it crashing or having some fucking game-breaking glitch or losing your save file from doing a thing that's like nonchalant, like stupid shit that just randomly comes up here and there. And then the company in and of itself is just straight up lying to you because like for a fact that this update's going to get pushed back. Because that's what they've shown us in the past.
Yeah, I feel
And-
like they're gonna push it back again.
I wouldn't
once
be
we get to it.
surprised.
Yeah,
A month from now, they're going to push the update back, and they're just going to be like, well, it's not going to be 1.2. It's actually going to be 1.3 because we actually included 1.2 in it.
Yeah.
So it's now 1.3.
Yep.
And then they release it, and it's all the shit that was supposed to be in 1.2 and nothing new.
nothing new. Yeah.
Just to make it seem like they did more. But they didn't. And we know they didn't. But I don't know. I'm at the point where I'm like I want to just launch that game again just to fucking because I'm technically at the end from where I last left off. Like there was the part where I was like trying to go up to this area to meet this chick, and it was like, "Are you sure you want to go this way? Because it's gonna end the game." I'm about to just go do that just to like end it and call it a day and just be like, okay, I at least beat it. Like because I've done the main story. It's over. I don't have to come back to it ever again.
Right.
As of this point, I technically still need to go back to it and finish it. In my head, like in my weird headspace that I'm at. Like I'm not platinuming it, never gonna do that. But I just feel like that game is dead already, and we're just bringing it back to life for it to relive its pain constantly.
yeah.
Next.
Next. Throwaway story of Cuphead skins in Fall Guys.
Why
Pretty
not?
cool. Pretty neat. Nice little like.
Fall Guys is coming to Switch now, right? Or
I
is
think
it
it's
already on Switch?
Yeah, I think it's already.
Yeah,
on
you're
Switch, yeah.
skipping ahead in the news, but yeah.
Oh, is it?
Wait, no. That was in the Nintendo Direct.
Oh, yeah.
Which was
You're
last
right.
week's news.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fall Guys is coming to Switch.
Yeah.
So then, dope news.
Yep.
Dope news time.
Big stuff.
Star Wars Republic fucking Commando coming to PS4
Yep.
on April fucking 6th.
I don't know anything about this game. I never played it.
Neither do I.
I just saw it, and that's why I put it in the chat. Like, is this good?
Now,
Is this a good thing?
It's a good game.
Do you know?
It's a good game. It's a good game.
It's a good game. Now,
It's a good game. It's a good game.
Buy the fucking game. I just hope that I can play it on my PS5. Because, like, I understand this is coming for PS4, but, like, can I play it on my PS5? Because backwards compatibility, even though it's in the digital store, right? Like, I should be able to, right?
Yeah, I feel like it'll be fine. I feel like anybody releasing a PS4 game now
It's
kind of
gonna be-
have. Wasn't there something that came out that said games from this point on have to also be playable?
yeah, that was
on PS5.
last year during E3.
Yeah, something about anything that comes out
Sony-
past a certain point has to be able to be played on PS5.
Sony mentioned that anything that was made past June of last year. That's including some of the July releases. Oh, not the July releases. Sorry, the earlier of the year releases are gonna be ported over and available to be played on PS5.
Okay.
That
As
was
long as I can play
that
it,
was
right?
including like The Last of Us and like Final Fantasy that came out like just before that quote unquote cutoff that were put
If they
in.
didn't make that play on PS5, then
Yeah,
why
because
would
that
you
also
need a PS5?
that also included Ghost as well. Because
I still
Ghost
need
had
to
released
fucking
like
play
earlier.
that DLC that I never finished. But yeah, that's cool. I'm going to play the fuck out of it.
I wonder who made it.
The Star Wars Republic?
Like what studio was the main studio? I wonder.
I forget off the top of my head. Let me hop on the Google machine.
Because I don't know if it's EA or if it's Respawn.
It definitely isn't Respawn, right?
No.
If it was Respawn,
This is an
it would
old
be
ass
great.
game
it's
that's
old.
being
Oh, really?
re-released. Yeah,
It's
this,
a re-release.
Oh,
Yeah, this isn't a new game at all.
okay. Shows you how bad I am at following Star Wars games. I've only ever
There's
played
only
the Battlefront
18,000
games.
of them.
I mean, I only
There
ever
are a
played
lot of Star Wars
Yeah,
games
it's a
when you look
million.
at it.
Even
only
back
ever-
in the day, there was a bunch.
I only remember playing the ones that were like on arcades.
So this is a
There's a lot, man.
a LucasArts game
Oh,
in
so it's
Unreal
LucasArts.
Engine 2.
Unreal Engine 2?
Yes, and it was originally for Xbox and Microsoft Windows in 2005.
Ah, that's
Yeah,
why.
it's a single player, and then it has like multiplayer modes and stuff. But it's like you're pretty much a like a commando, which is like a bulkier version of the clones,
Right.
and they're cool as fuck. If you watched the Bad Batch season, or not Bad Batch, if you watched season 7 of the Clone Wars, where they had the Bad Batch show up in that new show that's coming out with them, a couple of them they're considered commandos, like their armors are based off the Republic commandos, and they're cool as fuck. In Battlefront 2, which is on PS4, you can play them and they have like the little knife in their hand, like those guys.
yeah, okay.
That armor.
Okay, cool.
They're like bulkier. They have like really cool blasters, and I think the
dope.
story is pretty good as well, if I
I'll probably
remember
pick that up.
correctly. But I'm 100% buying it just because I need Star Wars content after Mandalorian ended, and
Which-
I need it.
Yeah, which I actually got to finish that.
Surprising.
Yeah, me
I won't
and
spoil it because Aunt might watch it.
yes.
Maybe.
Probably
Me
won't.
and Nicole got to finish it, and we were like, "What?
What?
Yeah, I mean,
So-
season 3 is gonna be dope. I can't wait for it. It's gonna be a good time. The Boba Fett show is gonna be dope. Can't wait for it. It's gonna be a good time. I'm
Yeah.
glad that they're two separate shows as
Yes.
well, because I didn't want them to just only go there. But
I still feel like there's gonna be some connection at times.
maybe. I mean, the way that they're heading with Mando, which Aunt won't remember if I say this, so it's
No,
fine.
it's fine.
I think they're definitely gonna go for the route of like the war for Mandalore, where it's Din fighting against Bo-Katan for the Darksaber, because the thing that happened in Rebels, if you haven't watched Rebels, spoilers,
Which I have not.
you aren't going to anytime, and you won't remember this either. Sabine literally gets the Darksaber from like this cavern, like in this cave that Ezra and Kanan are in, and she like takes it with her and then gives it to Bo-Katan, because it's like the sword that like symbolizes the leader of Mandalore straight
Right.
up. She literally just gives it to her, as opposed to at the end of this season where she's like, I can't take it. So that means something happened in which makes her not able to take it
That's
anymore,
so
which is funny to me because it also goes against the whole, why are you wearing your helmet? That's only for religious zealots. But then now she's like, oh, I can't take that sword. I can only take it by killing
Yeah,
you
because
in
it's
battle."
religion. It's like,
Which doesn't make sense. It's a contradiction, but whatever. Something happened, and we're going to end up finding out what happened, and then we're going to see if Din survives Bo-Katan, which would be surprising because Bo-Katan's a badass motherfucker.
Let's wait and see.
You won't know, and you won't even remember the name Bo-Katan next week.
Yeah, I won't remember it in 20 minutes.
You'll mix this podcast
I'll
after I've
remember
said
it
it
in 20
7
minutes.
times, and you won't remember it.
Well, if that's that word he said I wouldn't remember, and then I won't remember it after that.
Word, it's a name. But yeah, moving on from there, Days Gone's coming to PSC.
I'm actually excited for that.
PS4 game.
And they said with this announcement that get ready for a bunch of games from PlayStation's about to be go
Going
to
to
PC.
PC, yeah.
People are waiting for the game that I didn't know, Bloodborne.
Bloodborne.
People are waiting for
Yes.
that to come there. They said there's a whole lot of games rumored to be coming to PC from PlayStation.
I feel like
See it.
I feel like those games are gonna be big, especially for
Yeah.
PC, just because how well the PC community is within their what games are for PC. I think Bloodborne, Days Gone, I forget some other ones that were on the list, but I think all of those games are gonna do great.
It's gonna enforce the PC Master Race talk even farther, and it's not wrong to say PC Master Race. It's just some exclusives don't come over, and then I'm gonna eat my words in a year when Last of Us series comes to PC.
Yeah.
Prediction again. Anyway,
By the way, y'all PC people are letting me down with these PlayStation games that are coming to PC because the best part about games coming to PC is the mods. And I feel like has been very little mods to these games that come to PC. Like when Horizon came, what else came to PC?
Yeah.
Death Stranding. I was like, oh man, there's about to be some crazy weird ass Death Stranding mods. And not really.
yeah, I still have that game on my PC for free when I bought like a specific part. I haven't touched it. I don't want to play USPS Simulator, dude. While there's a story that actually happens besides the gameplay, don't want to do that. I don't want to walk for a while.
I just want to see the funny mods. People start doing stuff to these PlayStation games that we can't see on console.
I dig that, but yeah. What we got next?
Ratchet and Clank being free
Yeah, next
in
month.
March. Yeah,
And it's
next
not
month.
a PS Plus game.
Oh, it's not.
It's not the PS Plus game because the PS Plus game is, well, no, wait. Maybe that is that
It
the
is. I
PS5
think it
version
is.
of it or no?
It's the PS4 Ratchet and Clank game.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then it's not the PS5 game.
No, not the new PS5 game.
No,
Not the-
I'm saying like every single month there's like a PS5 game, there's 2 PS4 games, or there's one PS4 and then one that's like Vita
Like
or
Vita.
This
something.
is something that has to do with some promotion they have
So
going.
this is just completely
They're just
different
giving
from
you-
the
yeah,
actual
yeah.
games of the month.
I think
Yeah.
this might be
I
a
didn't
promotion
write
for
down, but
the
whatever.
next game. No.
No, this is they have this kind of, because of COVID, they did it before. They had this kind of like play at home.
Yeah.
Like, because the whole, it's like a game's going like, it's a crazy sale. Like games are marked way down because they know people are at home and they're just giving you this one for free.
Oh, that's cool.
I dig that. I will definitely play it. I don't think I've ever played a Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank games are fun.
The PS1
Maybe-
was good.
Yeah,
Was there ever one on PS2?
that's where it started. I think.
I think it started on PS2.
I
Yeah.
might have played a PS2 Ratchet and Clank.
Matter of fact, I know it
Ratchet
started on
and Clank
PS2
and Jak
because
and
Aaron used
Daxter
to play it
both
on
started.
PS2.
Yeah,
I might have played it earlier
yeah.
then.
Jak and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank both started in the PS2,
I don't know
Yeah.
what Jack and Daxter is. I'm
which is
assuming.
another game.
That needs to come back.
Yeah, that needs to come back.
But yeah, I'm down for it. I will definitely 100% play it. And then next in the news, we're just gonna preface this. We're kind of like rushing through this to get to the directs and like the meat and bones of
That's
this.
the big time.
But these are cool stories. So yeah. Next in the news is Twisted Metal getting a series in the works from the creators of Deadpool.
I didn't know that.
Listen. Shout out to Kev. He tweeted me about this or added me in a tweet about this. And I'm just like, fam, they're going to put some respect on the SB4Q name.
I mean, like we've been talking about how
Yeah,
this
we
fucking
have
needs to
been
make a resurgence.
saying that this is gonna come
Twisted
back.
Metal
yeah.
is the shit, and it needs to be addressed as such.
And I know, I mean, it's touch and go. I'm not saying that we predicted a Twisted Metal series coming out, but we definitely, I feel like, sparked the convo about video games being in this form of media and not like movies, even though there's some good, hopefully some great video game movies coming out.
Yeah.
But when he sent me this, I was like, man, look, I feel like we could take credit for a lot, but we're humble.
We will in a minute.
We're humble up until this upcoming.
See, I'm hoping,
news
I'm
thing.
hoping everything goes out super great with this show. The fact that it's a show,
Oh, yeah.
because if you remember back in with Jason Statham when they created Death Race,
I liked those movies. I don't know if you're gonna talk shit on them, but I liked them.
I'm not gonna 100% talk shit on them because those movies were actually based on a very old Sega game by the same name, and they were themed after Twisted Metal with the weapons and having the modded up cars.
Well, how can it
and
be
having-
themed after Twisted Metal if it came out on Sega?
Because in Sega you didn't have the weapons and stuff like that. It was the solemn purpose of the Sega game was, it was a game where you are an inmate and you're trying to win your freedom by racing. But the thing is you would get points by killing people that were on the street.
All right. I get
So
what you're saying.
so in that turn they flip flopped it to you are fighting other inmates, but you're doing it in Twisted Metal style. When you have a team, you create your own like So yeah, I hope that it doesn't end up like Death Race, where they try to do this convoluted like story of
That
shit.
delves in,
Yeah.
Just make it
So,
fucking
just make
motherfuckers
it
kill each other with cars.
Just make it twisted
You don't
metal
gotta go
story.
crazy.
Like
I want homing rockets in this fucking show. You shoot out your car and they fucking follow your enemy unless they like go to a different height level, and then it goes away from them. Motherfucker.
give me those spells.
Yes.
The super hard like coded in spells to be
Yeah,
able to
dude.
teleport away.
Is it? Oh, never mind. I was about to ask if it's live action or not, and it is
Yes, sir.
live action series.
Other than that, I'm excited for that. What we got next?
PS5 VR, PSVR 2
Yeah,
is coming.
that's been announced. A couple games I could see getting the treatment from that. Resident Evil 8 being
Yeah.
a major one of them.
Yeah.
Obviously porting old games and bringing them in. I
I
don't know
can
if
see
there's
I
any
can see
others
some
besides
PC
that.
games coming in like Phasmophobia.
For PSVR.
Uh-huh.
That's a Steam game though.
Yeah.
It's like an early
Is
access
it
shit game.
like
No offense.
Steam owned or
I mean, it's like a indie company, but it's like super early access. Like it's not like a full game. Like that's why it's working on Steam is because like they're not done with it. It's the
okay.
same thing with
I
Valheim.
thought it was a finished game.
It's like Valheim's not going to come to a console anytime soon, if it
Okay.
were even to in the first place. But
No, I thought it was a finished game because I was like, I could see that and the fact that they already have that VR set up for.
if that is a finished
PC?
game and I'm wrong, that is the worst finished game I've ever seen in my life, besides Cyberpunk. Fucking walking at the speed of like inches, like you're a fucking ant walking on the ground, not you ant, the
Me.
bug.
Walking at the
I feel like I have to
speed
say
of
that every
me.
fucking time.
Yeah, right.
You said exactly that the last time you said it.
Dude,
You
I
did.
always fucking oh god.
Like the same exact words and everything.
True. But yeah, that's cool. I don't think I'm ever gonna own a VR headset at any point in the future, but I mean it'll be fun.
Never say never.
I just don't have the space for it in my living arrangement, so I will
Listen, if
never
you were
in
doing
that
the ring
situation.
fit, you would be able to do it.
Nah. But yeah. What's next?
Rare Dinosaur Planet leaked online.
Yeah, there was the full version of the N64 canceled
Yep.
game
Dinosaur,
Planet, which and you knew something about that.
Oh,
what
yeah.
it turned into or whatever.
Dinosaur Planet became Star Fox Adventure for people who remember
Oh,
that
yeah,
game
that's
from
right,
GameCube. If you look at the main character,
It's pretty much Star Fox.
yeah, they just made him into Star Fox. They never changed his companion. They kept that. And the story behind it was, I guess Rare had this adventure game that they wanted to put out, but they wanted to, I guess they didn't trust people attaching themselves to something they didn't know. So I think the people at Nintendo wanted them to make Star Fox the character. So I guess it was more easily digested as a new thing. Plus, I guess they were trying to give Star Fox some depth, which to this day, I say, why? I enjoyed like Star Fox 64, and all I ever want is them to improve that. And they keep trying to put Star Fox on foot. And like, no, just give me the Space Spider
Yeah.
game, and I just shoot my way to the end and it's over. But they but this was one of their many attempts at making Star Fox a on foot, like take him out of his ship and make him an adventuring character.
Right.
The game was pretty good. It's Zelda-esque pretty much. It's Star Fox Zelda. There's weapons and dungeons and treasure and all that stuff. It has a couple different elements to it that differentiates itself from Zelda. But if I had to put it in a category, it's
would be
Star Fox Zelda. But it was good. It was good. Now, them putting out the finished 64 version before it became Star Fox is very interesting.
Yeah.
I like that, though. I like seeing how games used to be before it became what it became.
It's cool. That's cool. And then lastly on the list before we get into the meat and potatoes. Oh, am I talking about it?
Yeah.
Oh, the Nintendo Switch Pro
Sorry.
has been slightly, not leaked, but like kind of confirmed via Twitter by a very reliable source. The username is great. Can I say it?
Yeah, fuck it.
So, you're the person who knows this page
All right.
for like leaking stuff, right?
I'll take this account, Hot Girl Videos 69, which, yes, I know how that sounds.
At Hot Girl Videos 69 on Twitter.
I understand how that sounds, but they're also in the know. They're always in the know. They're like a Nintendo account, a Nintendo leaking account.
I mean, it's smart because they made their account something that Nintendo would never
Wouldn't
look for.
Right.
yeah.
So that makes sense.
But they've predicted a lot, like prior to like directs coming out. They always announce stuff, but they said we expect, with strong backing from sources, that Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask will come to the Nintendo Switch via digital only release in 2021. Not clear yet if that's part of Nintendo Switch or online. That was their initial tweet. Where's the one for the...
I forgot to paste the other one because I'm bad.
Got it. They said the Nintendo Switch Pro Plus Advance, whatever they call it, will all capital letters, launch in 2021 with the absolute latest date for launch being November 12th, 2021, pre-Black Friday, and earliest being April 22nd, 2021. Additionally, the lower budget replacement for the Nintendo Switch Lite is still likely to be released in 2021 with a more rugged body at a lower price point. New Joy-Con functionality will not work natively on the new lower cost unit. But to take from that, they are still on schedule apparently to be releasing the new upgraded Nintendo Switch this year, at the latest being holiday season November.
I'm pissed.
I'm waiting for that.
I just bought a Switch. I'm pissed.
Yeah, I might wait for see how it is and what it does first before I do anything. Because to be honest, I'm happy where I'm at with the Switch that I have.
I mean,
it's like
I'm chilling.
I
what
haven't
can
had
be
it
better?
Yeah, I haven't had any issues. The only thing that I could see them making better is just like display settings, connectivity. Maybe the Joy-Cons are better. No drift on the Joy-Cons, hopefully. And maybe rumble, but that's about it. Like, really, I don't see anything else that they could have, except for, like, load times, having a stronger CPU.
Maybe like native 60 frames per second. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Probably not, though. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I'll buy it straight up, like, just because I just got the Switch, so there's no reason for me to...
Yeah.
And it's not like there's going to be Nintendo Switch Pro games, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, there's not going to be games that can only be played on the Pro. Watch that be the opposite.
I mean, I'm saying
saying
unless they do the whole, like, 4K thing.
I guess, but...
Where it pushes 4K and you have games that are only for 4K. But then that brings...
They switch to discs.
Well, yeah, no, I mean...
I would be highly upset at that.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's stupid.
Yeah, because it would be...
I'll buy it, but that's stupid.
It would be dumb because then it involves more hardware. Because now you need to buy a
100%.
4K TV to really enjoy it. And it's like...
I'd be surprised if there were any games that were, like, exclusive for the Pro.
Yeah.
Just because, like, there was never any exclusive games for the PS4 when the PS4 Pro came out.
Yeah.
So, like, that'd be kind of strange.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could, but
why
please
would
don't.
you? Yeah.
Please fucking don't.
I hope they don't do that, only because they tried that and it didn't succeed. They tried that with when they came out with the new Nintendo DS.
Yep.
Remember that? And they had games that were just for it, and it was like 2 of them. And then they just didn't do it
And
again.
it just didn't... Yeah.
They
it
Because
learned
not
their lesson.
everybody jumped to buy that thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Hopefully they learn that lesson and they keep it the same. But yeah, I mean, Ant's always got his wallet open when it comes to Nintendo.
yeah, no problem. Like, it's killing me that I haven't bought Mario 3D World, Bowser's Fury.
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's
I'm
right.
like, I need that. It's out and I don't have it, and I
Yeah,
need to
that's
buy
true.
it.
Fake fan.
I know, I'm terrible. But, they had priorities.
Daddy Nintendo is going to disown you.
I'm sorry, Daddy.
Joe Nintendo's going to come out of nowhere.
I don't
I
even I
hate
felt
that that's
dirty
an
saying
audio
that.
clip.
Well, can't cut it out now. Stay in.
All right. I think that's the last thing we have for like the basic news. And now here comes the meat and potatoes of the week. We had
Potatoes.
a PlayStation Direct, which was, in my opinion, slightly disappointing as an overall. We'll just.
Yes.
What was your overall thoughts before we get into the details?
I think out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 announcements, I liked 3.
Okay,
4 of
I'm in
them?
the same boat.
Because I forgot when we talked about it and we said we liked what's that game called? Kena?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kina.
Kena.
And we'll get to that more in detail.
You like that Sifu?
Yeah, Sifu, cool.
I want us to finally get to play what's the game?
Deathloop.
Deathloop. Mm-hmm. I feel like that game has been. We kept being told we're going to get this game for like 2.5, 3 years now. Like I don't need to see any more footage of this game.
Yeah,
just
it's
put
getting
the game
annoying
out.
as of this point. They didn't even show the release date in that. They just literally said, "This is the game. Here's another look at it for more gameplay," which was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Like I had to Google when the date was, and like that's where it shows it. But that's whatever. But so we started off the direct with something simple to start. It was the PS5 update of Crash with faster load times. Your PS4 saves will transfer over. 4K native 60 FPS. Adapt triggers. One of the lines that I was watching Haptic Intel, they
Dingo
live streamed
Dial,
it, and they specifically said as Dingo Dial, you can feel the suck
In the adaptive.
in the adaptive triggers, which is the worst thing that they could have
I really
said.
like that they said that though. It's just
The worst. That's so bad.
the memeiest line right there.
That I want on a T-shirt. Feel the suck,
Feel
and then
the
it's just
suck.
Dingo Dial's fucking face
Yeah.
smiling with a heart on. Anyway, advanced 3D audio, and then that's also available when that when the live happened. That was available now. So if you want that and you have a PS5 and you have that game, you can go over there and grab it real quick.
That's one of the things I took. Like I'm waiting to jump back into Crash 4
Yeah,
when they
same.
do that.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, it's now.
It's now.
You got it. You can do it now.
it's out already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's available now. It was available
now.
the day
It was
of.
available the day of.
I thought it was like March something.
And
No.
just text
It
him,
was
so he
available-
didn't hear me just say available now.
No. I thought that I know the game
No,
itself
the
is available.
PS5 update.
I thought that was like
available
March
now.
something.
No,
that's
I
what
thought that was this. That's what I saw in the trailer. I rewatched it, and I could be wrong.
I mean, all right.
I could be wrong,
Yeah.
but yeah, if not, just go play Crash. It looks like
I'm
shit.
excited to jump in on a Crash game though. It's been a very, very long time since I.
It's
have
really
played.
good. It's really hard. Like it's
Only
going to
ever played
frustrate you.
CTR. That's it. I've only played CTR ever, and that's it. I had the demo of
You need to play a Crash, man.
number one
You need-
on PS1. That was it.
Want the little demo of riding on the tiger?
No, it was just the demo disc, and it was just the first 3 levels. Do you want to do the next one, Nico?
Yeah, because I actually am hyped for this game.
I don't know if I am.
The next game that they mentioned was
this trailer
Returnal.
excited me for it.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to, but I also like the studio. I
Yeah.
like their games.
So Housemarque's game's Returnal was announced and actually shown gameplay. I really enjoy it. I mean, you're right with the notes. The combat seems hard as hell.
Yeah, it looked really
with the
fucking hard.
constant death and switching and having to adapt to
I like
it
the
and
fast
everything.
pacedness of it. Like it looks like fun.
It looks like, and the thing is like, I think this game will lend well to the PS5 with the constant fast reload because then you're constantly back in it.
Yeah.
So
I'm also curious, like, how they're gonna, like, it almost looks like it went into first person when she went to that house scene. And she's like, oh, this is my memories that I'm reliving.
Yeah.
And she goes into the house, and it goes first person, you're behind the visor.
real
that
quick,
she's
real
in.
quick. Sorry, you guys. March 12th is the PS5 Crash 4.
I was wrong.
well, it's not available now then.
It's available
why I
now.
was
though.
like,
It's available now. though,
Crash
if you wanna
4,
go.
PS4 is available
Listen,
now. Yes.
it's available now if you want to go. Just grab it. Trust me.
Don't trust them.
But yeah, I'm curious to see if they do first person for that, and if it's like.
I
it also
think-
looked like PT to me.
Yeah.
Remember, like that fucking demo.
Oh, yeah.
It reminded me so much of PT.
Yeah.
Like when you first walk into the house and like it's like
Yeah.
that spooky like
Yep.
ambiance, and I was like,
Whoa.
it gave me that feel, and I was like, is this like a shooter that's like kind of scary with the monsters that you're killing,
Yeah.
and then it's also a horror game when you go into the first person in the house and the memories almost.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I had a similar feeling, but it was more like not much of horror, but more like storytelling plot. Kind of like how they
Yeah.
did with like Horizon when you get to like that one part and you see like what happened to you and you
Yeah.
see your dead body and shit like that.
I'm just curious if that's going to be scary though. 'Cause,
Right.
like, why would they bring that character's memories in if
And-
they
yeah.
weren't like either mentally scarring or like, because like the whole entire area she's at
Yeah.
looks like they're almost like demons
Yeah.
attacking her, right?
Yeah.
That's where I'm
Kind
like
of, yeah.
interpreting it as.
Well, they said it was like creatures, like aliens. Like if she was in another planet.
So
but-
that makes me think like, what if like the theme is like those creatures take on like your fears and your
Yeah.
emotions of your memories, and like her memories and emotions are bad.
yeah.
So like, let's say there's like a fucking like the what was like a tentacle one or something
Yeah.
like that.
Like
and it like tried to grab her or something. Like one of the memories could be like she was like bound or something, and like she couldn't escape, and she felt like she was trapped.
That would
and,
make
like something like that.
That would make for a very good like third person. Like this looks to me third person for the regular gameplay.
Yeah, like I'm looking at some of it right now, and
like it looks very third person. But when it goes to first person, I see that it might be one of those adventure dramas.
I don't
And
doubt
I
it.
think I'd be
cool.
in for it
But
because I really like it.
it looks so. Even if it has horror themes to it, it doesn't look. It looks more just action. Like it's so
Action,
fast paced,
yeah.
and that's what I like about How Smart Games. Because they make really arcadey-esque, fast paced games.
Oh, you can even see it with the combat style, like how they show you have the full like spread for the bullets. I was like, yo, this is a bullet hell game in 3D.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Like
I'm
you know
seeing
when
right
you were
now.
playing like back in the day, old like 2D Gradius, and you're playing the little ship with a bunch of bullets all over the place.
Yeah.
That's literally the feeling I got. Was
Give my character a full arsenal, super fast paced, and there's a dash in it.
Yeah.
Oh, like I'm in.
I was in. Yeah, I would say that's cool.
It's a game I don't have to think too much about. I can probably just like it's just on the edge of your seat. type.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not fully invested yet. I think it looks cool, but I don't know if I'm like a day oneer for this game.
I don't know if I'm a day oneer. I'm definitely gonna see like reviews and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
from what I saw in the presentation, it looked pretty cool.
So the next game looked like shit to me.
I actually like this one.
It looked like Destruction All Stars had a baby with Fortnite, and that baby came out inbred because they're both the same thing.
Well, everything's trying to be Fortnite. Even Destruction
Yeah.
All Stars are trying to be Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's just so bad, dude. It looks so stupid.
I like
so
how
fucking-
your second note under this is looks like doo doo.
Yeah, it's multiplayer dodgeball. Looks like doo doo, and I said Destruction All Stars, but balls. And then you can sign up for the crossplay beta as we speak.
Yeah, the thing is like I like this, and I have a soft spot for the studios too, because they're in upstate New York.
I guess, but like,
So
they didn't. They went out of their way to mention
They are
that.
a small studio based on upstate New York that finally put this game out. And
looked
like,
creative.
It looked creative, one, and he brought me back to like those, like it's a battle royale that it's different. It's not the
even,
same
I don't
old.
think it's a battle royale. It's a 3v3.
It's a 3v3, but like I said, it brings you back to those like moments where it's like it's different. That's why I like it, because it's like it's not the same thing of like go get your weapons, set your weapons, go shoot, do this. It's more like it's how can I say, like they pushed the envelope. They got ballsy. They pushed the envelope. I like it. I'm gonna try.
Nice
it.
pun with the dodgeball.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's true.
They
It
got
just reminds me of
dodgeballsy.
Splatoon without the ink.
And I
Like,
love it. That's the thing. It's like
I don't
it's
like
different.
Splatoon. I think Splatoon's kind of kick W. But,
It's different. That was one of the ones that I kind of liked, like seeing the gameplay and the
Yeah.
explanation, which was cool.
I mean, I'll sign up for the beta just to mess around with it. The one
Yeah,
part I
same.
found funny is when he's like, "You don't have a ball, your teammate can become the ball,"
yeah,
and then he
he's just
like, he like balls him up like Michael Jordan in
Yep.
Space Jam, and I'm just
Yep.
like, ah, like getting dunked and shit. But I didn't like that personally. But maybe I'll sign up for the beta. Next, what was next?
Sifu. Slow claps.
Sifu, yes. I like this.
yes.
I thought
Same.
it looked cool. It reminded me of the scene in the Netflix Daredevil series where he's just constantly fighting down the hallway. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's fun to me. And then it also just reminds me of a lot of like kung fu like movies that I've watched from recommendations where it's just constantly hand-to-hand combat and
Oh, yeah.
whatnot.
And this is where I tuned out because I was like, eh.
And also
See,
just like John Wick. Like
this one reminded me very well. Like when I first saw it and I looked at it before they showed the name, the first person I thought of, and Kev is gonna have a cow with me, but I thought it was gonna be Law from Tekken.
Oh, in this game.
Yeah, so I was like, oh man, they're really gonna make a Law game with Tekken, and then they changed it, and I was like, but all his moves were very like, you know, the super martial arts, and I was like, I loved the hell out of that. Like I was so hyped
Yeah.
out. I was like, I saw the whole scene, and I was like, nah, I can't be Law, and I just kept mentioning all these games that reminded me of like Yakuza, what's the other game? Frick, I forget the other game that I used to play.
I got to see more.
Tenchi, like it really brought me back to that. I was like, oh man, this looks cool.
I got to see
was
more
like,
of it. From the
Yeah.
from the preview, I was just like, nothing yet has made me like, oh man, I'm interested in this.
It reminded me of Super Hot. That's why I was in like the in the driver's seat for it. Because like while it's not first person or like a shooter in any way, it's like it's just constant enemies, beat them up, go through the hallway, get to the next level, and then maybe there's a story underarching because like you die and then like you age, which made me like think like there
It's
might
more
be
like
something going on.
It's
here.
more like he was aging as he fought, because like
No, he died. Like he died and came
right,
back.
but then it was like time was changing. Like if you
True.
notice the area around him when he was fighting, it was like a different like time period every single time he was fighting.
I mean, I dig it either
So-
way.
I like that
Top to
mechanic. It
bottom.
sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see more, and that's probably a game that I'm day one for, like
Yeah,
straight up, because
probably.
like that's like a nice, probably low file size, hopefully, game that I can just toss on the side, and if I'm getting tired of getting my ass kicked in Apex, I can just load that up and then feel good about myself because I can beat AI. But yeah. After that, we got Annapurna and Heart Machines hype. They have the same people that made Hyperlight Drifter. It's Solar Ash.
I like
Solar
this.
Ash, yeah.
I liked it as well. The art style was really cool. It's a 3D platformer based on speed and fluidity.
Y'all
is
know
what
that's
the
my
quote
shit.
was.
That's my lane right there.
Yeah, speed and fluidity. Don't talk to Ant's wife about it. She's not a fan about the speed and fluidity.
This
I don't
game
get it.
reminded me
So
of
do you-
Gra-
The speed is like it's too fast. Like you're just like like
Oh,
two
God.
pumps. You know?
This
Two
game
pumps.
reminded me
Two
of
pumps and then the fluidity comes out.
you
know?
guys can't.
Anyway,
Listen, hey,
This
moving
game
on.
reminded me of Gravity.
I play like I live.
You heard?
Speed and fluidity.
You ever remember the game called Gravity Rush?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This game
yeah,
reminded me of that.
Yeah, it does look like Gravity
Yeah.
Rush. But this game, I was watching and I was like, yeah, this is my type of game. Platformer, action, like,
And then it turns into Shadow of the Colossus out of nowhere at the end.
Yeah,
with a
at the
giant
end, yeah.
snake. Like you had to beat those guys up and like run on them and shit. Which cool, but that might be a game that I pick up day one as well. I dig it. After that,
next.
This.
well, here's the thing. There is at least one or two things I'd like to highlight about it.
Right.
I think it's stupid as fuck. The franchise is garbage.
Five Nights at
it's
Freddy's is
great.
what we're talking about, everybody.
The franchise of Five Nights at Freddy's is fucking garbage.
No, it's great. What
No,
do you
it's
mean?
not. Jesus Christ, Nico's a furry.
No, it's not. It's not that I'm a furry, for God's sakes. Like, just because...
You didn't say
a
you weren't a
fucking-
furry.
First of
You
all,
just said-
the first scene of this
No.
game is a bunny face coming at the screen, and then right after that is a hypersexualized robot bunny in an elevator.
Wow.
We've all been
Maybe
there.
you're the furry.
I'm not. That's literally what everyone is saying. It's hyper fucking sexualized. She's like in a fucking like bikini in the fucking thing.
No,
It's
I
furry
think,
central.
I think it's great due to the fact of where this game came from and how the story developed within the game. So I think this is a great game, and the fact that they went for like a co-op style looking game to like a full rendition 3D game.
That's
think
where I
this
wanted to
is-
give it praise.
This is where it really excelled, because like all the other games, it evolved as it continued. Like from Five Nights at Freddy first, where you were stuck in a UI game where you like had to protect yourself from the animatronics this whole time, and going through the story and just trying to piece it together, to where you're fully moving in the same world and having to dodge and actually be in the action. I think this is a very good evolution to the Five
Admittedly,
Nights at Freddy.
the only thing I know about Five Nights at Freddy's are the YouTube videos I watched of people playing it or reviewing it or something.
Yeah,
just overreact to the shitty game.
With the jump scares.
Like, no
and the-
offense, I know you like Markiplier, and I like Markiplier now, but like the OG videos of him like screaming his head off at like getting jump scared by this game, fucking cringe, man. Like it's not. Even as a man who doesn't like scary games, it's not a scary game.
Yeah, it's not. But
But this looks like a scary game,
Yeah.
and that's where I wanted to give it the kudos.
Yeah.
because you're actually moving around, you're trying to get
Yeah.
around this place and escape, or like whatever you're trying to do, and constantly there's these like creepy animatronics
Mm-hmm.
following you, even though they're fucking weird and furry like. And Nico likes to be a furry.
I'm
and
not
it's
a
just
furry.
confirmed. Nico a furry.
I
Hashtag
am
2020
not furry. We're
furry.
not confirmed. No, not
Hashtag
furry.
Nico is a furry.
No.
Use it on Twitter. Get
Hashtag
it trending.
No furry at all. Because when I saw the animatronics, I was like, this looks scary. I didn't think I'm going to fuck Chica. Unlike
you just wanna
all y'all
dress
dirty
up.
people on the
The
internet.
fact that you know the name.
Because I followed the Five Nights at Freddy's story, so I know all of these animatronics' names.
Chica.
I will give it credit where credit's due. It is cool to see that it is a mobile game, well, like where you're mobile as a character,
Right.
as opposed to just being stationary, watching the security cams
Yeah.
of the original game. While I don't like that original game, I can appreciate what it was.
Yeah.
And then now to being where it is, very cool to see that.
Yeah. That, and I want to see how the haptic remote plays a part in that game.
You just gotta push harder when you're jerking off your furry animatronics.
Okay, you do what you want to do with your remote.
I'm not, because I will not be buying that game ever.
No, but you will be playing it for
No,
the
I
Bitch
won't.
Made channel.
I am not
yes, you
playing that
will.
game.
I don't even kind of want to play that.
I refuse to play that game. Like, I do not want to play a Five Nights at Freddy's game. I'm not becoming that YouTube channel.
Oh god.
We're not doing that.
Listen, we're
Because then if we
YouTube
do
channel.
that and it pops off, then we become that YouTube channel that has to play that game constantly, and I'm not doing that.
Yes, you are. You might have to.
Anyway, next is
Nico's gonna
Oddworld.
stream
I'm
it.
tired of this game already. After
I
not knowing
am
what the
hyped for
fuck
this
it
game.
was for like the first time I saw it and thinking it was cool, I'm tired of
It
seeing it.
looks like OG Oddworld.
Yeah,
It just
Oddworld.
needs to be out already. That's what I'm like. I'm tired of seeing stuff about it. It's the same
Nah,
thing
you,
as Deathloop.
you can't be more tired of
No.
it than Deathloop.
I'm not more tired. I'm just saying I'm getting there, and I'm
Yeah.
at the point like Deathloop. I've been there for a while, and this
Yeah.
was just like a slap in the face. I'm at the point where I was with the last
Yeah,
Deathloop
but
trailer. Where I'm
Oddworld
like,
just got presented just last year. Like we
yeah,
haven't heard
put
anything
it the
about
fuck
Oddworld
out
before.
already. You showed full gameplay a while ago. They showed nothing new besides he can scavenge.
Trust.
Who gives a fuck? Put the game out.
Well,
Listen,
to,
the reason why-
add to your point, they're not showing anything in this game that's new. Like he's done all that stuff in the older.
In the older
They
games,
said
yeah.
that the new thing was that he can scavenge.
All right,
The
The scavenge
scavenging
part.
is the
Okay.
new part.
But like him taking control of the enemy, like that was all
Yeah.
done before.
Dude, I don't.
It was a puzzle
Care.
platformer from back then. It
Yeah.
was always this.
Yeah, I mean, I just want it to be out already. Like that's the thing. Is like I might buy this day one, but I'm just tired of seeing it. I just want to play it. Maybe that's why I'm mad at it. I just want to
Maybe.
play it already. Because like it doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look great. But I want to fucking play it.
Yeah.
And-
You want to make a definitive opinion
Yeah,
about it at
like
this point.
I don't know if it's good or not.
Just play the old ones then.
No, because this one's coming out and it looks not like old graphics. And plus, the PS5 version is free if you buy the PS4 one.
Yeah, that is true.
So that was another thing that they added on with that. That was actually, I think, new information.
Yeah.
But that the PS5 version will be free if you have the PS4 version, which is pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. After that, the best looking game of the
Oh, yeah.
fucking.
This was the best
presentation.
game of the whole thing to me.
Yeah. It's the Embers Labs Kena Bridge of Spirits.
Yes.
This just looks great.
Yeah.
This is a game where I want to see more. Of
Yeah.
it. Like as
There was-
opposed
there
to
was
the
this
other one.
there was this one movie, I think it was called Beyond the Stars, I think, that was on either Disney or it was on Netflix, but this game reminds me a lot of that movie. And it was a very like Studio Ghibli-ish like anime like it was a drama, but it was such a good movie, and it
This
was
seems
and it
like
was
a
about the
drama.
same. It was like guiding spirits to like
Yeah.
or dealing with death within like a certain thing, and I feel like this is going and it's looking like it's going in the right path.
I
I'm really
love
excited to play this.
Whatever the fuck they're doing with it, I don't care.
Yeah.
It looks
I just
fantastic.
need it.
That, and we finally get a character that has a spear that looks like it's much more useful than Aloy's in the first fucking game.
True. Fuck that spear.
I like it. It's almost to me. It's like I'm sure there's much more to be seen, but I'm kind of sold.
Yeah, I'm sold with
I
it.
was sold from like just the cinematic when they showed it the first time.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is like a Pixar game pretty much. And I was down for it and ready to go. But other than that, I was just like, man, the thing that made me like fully sold on it, like even more this time, was there's like a quick thing at the end right before like it showed the final boss battle where it's like some dude walking in the forest and then like all these like arms and shit just grab him from the ground and one like jumps from off camera and like takes out his head and like knocks him
yeah.
into the ground to become that like giant boss and like it possesses him and then that's when you have to kill that boss in order to let the spirit pass to the other side. I was like, that right there.
Yeah.
you
It
got
looks
me.
like it's adding a lot to the genre of
Oh,
what
yeah.
that game is. Like it's building on what you like about 3D adventure games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's making those demons hold you back.
that's it.
But it gave us a release date. I think was this the first time we got the release date?
Yes.
Yeah.
So August 24th of this year, day 1, 100% buying.
Yeah,
100%.
definitely. Hoping that there is actually a crazy pre-order drop.
I would
later on.
love to have something like that, like a statue or something. I saw on their Instagram page, I tagged you guys in it. They were giving away like plushies of
plushies,
little like
yeah.
Furry black things.
Yeah, what are they?
I don't know, but I wanted.
monsters?
I wanted
They
a
look like
fucking
it was
bag
like the
of them
little like Sith. They're supposed to be Sith price, if I'm guessing correctly.
from like
From
that
like
one
Studio
movie.
Ghibli
What was
movie?
that one movie?
Spirited Away.
Was it Spirited Away? Yeah,
Yeah.
the little.
Yeah, they do look like those.
Yeah.
They were in they were in something else too. It was Spirited Away with, and they were in My Neighbor Totoro as well.
Yeah.
Right.
When
They
the
were in
little girl
both.
steps on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are dope. The next game, a game that we should have all fucking ready.
We
Please
said
stop
everything we
showing
had to
us
say
about
videos
this
game.
Of this game, it looks
Arcane's
good. Give
Deathloop.
me.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm okay that they're taking their time. I want a good game.
It's
considering
fine to
the
take your
and
time,
stuff.
but I don't want to hear any more about Deathloop unless you're just telling me the day
Yeah.
it drops.
Also,
Yeah.
don't use that as one of the spots when you didn't give us God of War, anything about God of War. That was the thing that pissed me off. Is like, I don't even give a fuck if like you're saying, hey, God of War's not coming until next year.
Yeah.
Say something about God of War Ragnarok, saying like, hey, do the thing that fucking Nintendo did, where like, we have nothing to show you, but don't give me Deathloop in a slot where you could have had God of War there.
Yeah.
I didn't expect God of War.
Yeah.
to tell
I
you
didn't
the
was-
truth.
expect it either. I'm just like, don't fucking slap me in the face.
I
But-
think
Deathloop.
as it got towards the end, by the time you got to Oddworld, I think they had to fill space.
Yeah.
Now we got more on Kena, which is great, but I feel like they should have, instead of Crash, I think they should have started with Kena.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was a big one.
Yeah.
And they should. We're gonna get to what they ended with, but I guess ending with that is kind of a bomb for who's still into that world.
I mean,
So-
even I was hype on that.
Right, right.
Like,
I-
I don't play those games.
So
Yeah.
like, I think Crash should have been in the middle with like
Oddworld and
like wherever you had to put Deathloop and or you could have put Crash right before the end.
Deathloop should have been second after Kena. Just because like you go off this hype of like, holy shit, this is some dope stuff. I can't wait for it. August 24th, that's just around the corner. Oh, Deathloop again. Remind us that Deathloop exists. I don't really have to pay attention because I'm still coming off the hype of Kena. And then we move into the rest of the shit.
And then with that argument, then I think then you put in Crash like, hey, reminder. Well, not even a reminder. Like, if you love Crash, we're also going to update our PS5. Here you go.
The order just seems
Yeah.
funky, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I think if you reorder this show, it's a different kind of show.
Yeah.
You still don't get the heavy hitters like God of War or Horizon Forbidden West.
I just would have liked
But-
a mention of them. Just something like
the thing
development's
is,
going well.
The
like something.
yeah, the thing is, it's like those companies, like even with the original drop of like the first games, they were very hush hush all the way till like towards the end. Because like for the first God of War, we got all of like one trailer, and then we had 2 mentions during the
No,
whole
because
2 years.
when you first saw God of War, it was immediate gameplay. It was that there was that E3
Yeah.
play,
Yeah.
but it started with the beginning of the game.
We didn't have like anything like stage by stage.
No,
it was
I
just
get what
like
you're saying.
it
Yeah.
was just like, hey, we have this. We've been working
I
on
don't
this.
even want a
Here's
stage.
this. You know what I mean?
I don't want a stage or anything like that. I just want like I literally want like the dude from Breath of the Wild to come up and be like, "Hey, development's going well," or even tell us the opposite. Like
Yeah.
keep us in the loop
Mm-hmm.
in the way of like, "Hey, we've run into a couple issues. It might take a little bit longer than expected, but we're still on track."
I'm
Something
still on
like
record
that.
for saying I don't think we get God of War in 2021.
No.
I think that's getting pushed to 2022.
I can see the beginning of the year
I'm
next year.
hopeful.
Yeah, I can see
Very
it.
beginning.
I think we're definitely going to get Horizon. I
Yeah.
think God of War is getting pushed.
I can see Horizon being this year summer, but I
think Horizon's going to be the holiday game.
You think so?
Yeah.
That could be a good one.
Because I was like, I can see Horizon being summer, and I can see God of War being the holiday.
You know what'll change my mind? If they show God of War during E3 times and it's
Yeah.
already in gameplay
Yeah.
footage, then I'll be like, okay, this might be coming this year.
Yeah, because after gameplay footage for the first game, they dropped it like literally almost 6 months after. They were like, "Hey, we're gold, 3 months," and then after that, it was out.
Yeah.
If we get God of War for like around holiday season, then I would have wanted Horizon kind of where Kena's dropping,
Yep.
August 24th. That should be your end of summer going into the fall, and God of War should be your Thanksgiving, Christmas,
And
game.
starting off the next year, yeah.
But if we don't get that, I like you said, Chris, I could see God of War being February, March,
Yeah, like
2022.
really early. Like
Yeah, because
But,
we don't even did. Well, we got the release date for Ratchet and Clank. That's June now.
That's June, yeah.
So if Ratchet and Clank is June, Kena is August. Horizon either they're going to drop Horizon God of War back to back, or we're just getting Horizon
And if
God
that's
of
the
War
case, the
next
whole
year.
market is gonna get so riled because those 2 big games coming out back to back is gonna go crazy.
Wait, did they announce when Returnal's coming out?
No, they didn't
No, there
mention
was
that
no
either.
date on
Okay,
that,
all right. I was curious.
No.
But yeah, I could see. I don't want this, but I could see God of War getting pushed.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fine. Again, I'll give
It's
Santa
fine.
Monica. And Santa Monica,
I just want to hear the words
yeah,
God of War
yes.
said by a person that's not us.
Yeah.
I think when we get God of War, it's going to be a God of War event.
Yeah.
I think God of War have reached the level of like Zelda,
yeah.
where when they showed Breath of the Wild 2, it was like, no, there's a Zelda. It's not a direct. You're
There's
getting
a
a Zelda,
Zelda,
direct.
yeah.
I think when we get God of War, it's going to be like, here's your first look at God of War Ragnarok.
yeah,
I dig that.
I can see that.
It's that big that they don't need to share their space with other games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, in the same that I feel with Insomniac, the same way I feel about Santa Monica Studios. Take your time, because your shit's gonna be great when it drops. Like that's it. That's all it is.
Oh, 100%.
So
And
And then
after
the
we talked about Deathloop by saying God of War a lot.
yeah. Right.
That should let you know something.
But the last game, which I was excited for, they were mentioning about the updated Final Fantasy VII for the PS5.
Yes.
Nico.
All the
Extra
updates
DLC
coming in,
too.
and the extra DLC featuring Yuffie and
Yeah.
Sanin, which actually to me is a brand new character from the series.
Yeah, I didn't know
So,
him, but
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
there was a voice line that got me. I actually wrote a note about it. They were in like a crowded elevator, I think, and like
Mm-hmm.
the dude was like had his arms above like the girl to like protect her, I guess, from like the people around him. And the dude's like, they deserve what's coming to them. And then like it gets on the girl's face. She's like, yeah, but I'm not your sister. And it was like no context whatsoever. And I was like, what the fuck does
The
that
funny
mean?
thing that you bring that up is because I saw Twitter like, what
Yup.
was up with this
What was
part?
that?
It
with
made
that?
no
Yeah.
sense. It was just so fucking random. I had to go back and like rewatch it and be like, did I miss
My
something?
only guess is that in context, maybe they were talking about that before that part of the game. Like, I
Right.
feel like you'd have to play it to get what
Yeah.
that means.
Yeah. The thing
But it's weird to put in the trailer.
Right.
I assume it has something to do with the elevator. Like he looked like he was like holding people back to like protect her from like getting squished or something. And he was probably like, I gotta keep you safe or something. He's like, well, I'm not your sister, so don't try to do that to me. I'm an independent woman.
But if I'm him, I'm like, I didn't fucking say you were my sister.
yeah.
I mean, maybe that's the next line.
True.
That
I didn't
was it.
say I'm your fucking sister. Just beats her in the head
Yeah,
with
right,
her fucking
beats her in
staff thing.
Credits.
Yeah. But no, I'm excited to play that DLC.
Yes.
It looks like Square is doing something sneaky here with this DLC because they're getting people hyped for the next release. And I think they're also playing around with the playability of other characters. The reason being is because since the playstyle changed, like we were telling Chris, from the original game a lot, them having to take all of that stuff into consideration and how they had to deal with how Tifa worked, how Red 13 worked, you know, how they all fought, and you can have that flow between each character. My feel is they're using this DLC to see what people's reactions is to the flow of having Yuffie, which we all know to be like a very mid-range to full-range combat person, and then Sanin, which in having the staff brings me back to the Cid, and sword fighters and how like it flows between the two,
He's
being
gonna be
part
in
of the
Smash.
game. So
Please, no.
New character.
No, don't even say. Your predictions are going too well. Don't predict that.
They're going way too well.
No, it's gonna be the chick with like the chicken outfit.
I give up at that point. I just throw my hands up like, all right.
Found
man.
the
Yeah, fuck
chickens.
it. Yep.
Um,
Yeah, I think this is gonna be great, and that DLC I'm excited for. So I'm
I
definitely
actually
buying that when it
love-
If I
drops.
can get my save back, I'll jump into this.
Well, I mean, it's saying that you finally will be able to get PS4 saves over, so you might be able to
No,
transfer
you were
your
already
stuff
able
over.
to do that. Because it gave me some. It just didn't give me where I was at.
Well, get to work.
No, I'm not.
Get to
I
work and finish this
respect you
game.
saying no more than it.
No, I'm
there's
not-
no reason for you to do that.
I was
again.
at 30 hours. It took me back to like 18 hours. No, I'm not doing it again. I'm not playing 12 hours I already played.
But you can do it, though.
I already don't have time to play shit.
There's so much other stuff that's better to play in the first place. There's no reason to waste your time doing the same shit again.
Like, why would I replay 12 hours of a game I was at the end of when I could just throw in like Ghost of Tsushima, which I still haven't delved into?
Well, then get to work.
All right.
coming from the guy who
Either-
hasn't played games this week.
Either way, get to work.
I haven't played shit.
I didn't. I
Get
didn't
to
play
work,
shit.
Ant.
I know.
Hey, I played Ghost. I got in there.
This week?
No, not this week.
Last
Like
week?
4 months ago.
No, I think the last time I played Ghost was 2 weeks ago. Because last week I spent it playing Valorant and playing other games.
All right.
I'm gonna fact check this with our own podcast and go
You
back
can
2
fact
weeks
check it
ago,
then.
which is literally just 2 episodes, and we had a 4-week streak of you saying you did nothing.
No, I did.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no.
I don't think it was 4 weeks.
No. Nico realizing he
It was
doesn't.
maybe about a month. Maybe a month ago.
All right.
2
That
months.
sounds. That sounds.
That
more-
sounds
But
more close.
with the PS5 update, there is updated textures, native
Yep.
60 FPS, fog effects, which they held on for so fucking long.
Oh, thank God! I've been waiting for fog.
Better lighting, some quality of life adjustments. They added a normal classic difficulty, which I don't know what that means.
Normal classic means that you go back to the point and click, meaning your
Point and click.
yeah, like the normal. They added the normal classic where you're playing it as the old Final Fantasy. So when you get into a battle, all the enemies line up and all the allies line up, and you just hit attack. And
Oh,
then
that kind of point and
that
click.
sort of thing where you just like choose the
Pokemon.
actions, kind of like Pokemon. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Getting to that soon.
The reason I like this so much because I like
The
this
newer
fighting, the newer
style.
fighting style.
Yeah.
Other than that, loading times are much faster. Photo mode has been added.
Yep.
And then that's pretty much it. If you have the copy of the PS4,
Yeah.
you get the updated PS5 for free.
Yep.
That being said, this next month, Final Fantasy VII is the free game
Yep.
of the month.
They
it
said you
does
can't use
not
that,
count for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it does not.
So
count.
I don't know if they're gonna have an option to buy the PS5 version. If you have the PS4 version, that would be the smartest move. Just make it $20, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If not, then I'm gonna end up having to borrow your disc anyway,
That's
which is
fine.
annoying because like I'd like to just have because I technically own it. Then I
Yeah.
have the PS4 version. Just give me the PS5.
This
I'll
is
give
so-
you $15.
I think this is so confusing. I don't think this was a good idea to like do this and then give you the digital one for
version.
free, but then also say, but you can't use this one. Like, I feel like that's confusing communication to the people who aren't in the know, like we're in the know.
Yeah.
Because I was even confused. Because I was like, I told one of our friends who just bought the disc for herself, like I was like, yeah, you might want to return that since it's free next month. And she was like, no, it says this, and I'm like, oh, shit,
Yeah.
fuck me, I need.
My
a
guess
disc.
is they probably did that because the DLC doesn't pair up with the older version. Because I feel like the free version is a PS4 version.
But if they're giving it to you for free and you're downloading it, I would assume it's the most up to date version. So
Yeah.
why would
It would have to be.
No, I have to be. Yeah.
But that drops on 6/10/21.
Yep.
All of the PS5 stuff, and then also
No
the
God of War.
DLCs. And then getting into the best direct of anything we've gotten in so fucking long.
Yes.
this is the
Yes.
moment you've been waiting for if you've been following our hype leading up to this episode.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
This
yes.
is it. The Pokemon celebration, the anniversary event where we got the games announced. They started off with Pokemon Snap, just gave us a little bit more gameplay and a little bit of the tease of what the story is.
Yep.
I'm hype on it. I'm
Same.
definitely
I think
buying
I
it.
think I'm. Yeah. I'm for one day. First day in it.
Yeah, day one. Literally buying that game. I'm in it. I'm playing it pretty much. I'll play it on fucking stream, dude. It's not even going to be an
Yeah.
entertaining game to stream. But guess what? I'm going to do it because
Yeah.
it's fucking dope.
If you do it the day of, it'll be an entertaining stream. to
Yeah.
do.
Well,
Yeah, let's just be everybody else in the world doing it at
True.
the same time.
But you know, people, whoever's
But yes.
following us.
And then the first of the predictions to come true, a Pokemon Pearl and Diamond remake as Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond coming out.
Shocking!
Yeah,
Which,
boy,
I mean,
we're going
we
back
didn't
to
predict
the
that
Kalos region.
specifically.
Everybody
Everybody
knew this was coming.
Everybody wanted the Kalos
Yeah.
region. Everyone.
So that's coming out with a full remaster of the original games. The battle sequences are pretty much the Sword and Shield game engine looking thing, where it's like you're actually the same height you're supposed to be,
Yep.
and then your Pokemon are actually 3D models. But the overworld is a 3D version of the
No,
old
very
2D
different,
graphics,
yeah.
so it's just, a little bit better looking.
Yep.
My note says fuck yes times, I think that's 1,000,000, but probably a little bit extra zeros.
Times a lot.
Yeah, times a lot, fuck yes. Give me those games. And that's coming in late 2021.
Yep.
That's
can
all we thought we were getting.
Can we talk about how this isn't a Game Freak one? A Game Freak remake? It's made by Ilka.
It is.
Yeah. So
I know our next thing is made by.
either Game Freak picked up other studios under their wing, or they're finally handing out projects for them to make. So
don't
we
know.
can see a lot more Pokemon coming up in the future.
Do we want to fact check that so that Ryan doesn't kill us? I'm just making sure because if he hears us on Thursday, you guys won't hear about it. I will for about 30 minutes.
True that.
He's the pokey boy. Bert Burns would probably also send us an email, pretty pissed off.
He would, but you know, Bert.
Bert from Pallet Town's a little bitch, though.
Calm your tits, Bert. Okay, Bert. No, let's say it again, Bert.
Bert.
Stop it, Bert.
My phone's also at 1%, so
I got you.
GG. After this last point, which is great because it's the last one.
And survey says, yep, is made by Ilka.
Okay, cool.
Ilka
I just want to make sure we
Incorporated.
can cut that out. I just wanted
Yeah,
to,
I'm gonna edit
yeah.
that together.
I just wanted to make sure
But,
because if
yeah.
not, then I would get my ass reamed for 30 minutes for something I didn't say.
Well, you got something to look forward to.
Because Ryan never sees you, so that I get all the brunt.
I pay attention when it comes to devs, and I pick
Okay.
that stuff up. But yeah, this Pokemon is made by Ilka, which is it shows in the art style because even for their 2D on or their 3D on a 2D plane, compare that to the Pokemon Let's Go's, which some parts have that like change on their graphics. You can see the art style change.
Gotcha.
And I was like, that is pretty cool. So
Yeah.
I have a feeling that we might actually get every remake that we hope for, depending how this one gets
All right.
the popularity
I dig
going.
It looked great.
So-
And I never played this one.
I'm really
so-
glad that it's not a Pokemon like Let's Go Pikachu
Yeah.
or Eevee.
Same.
Like that was the biggest fear for everyone.
For
Like,
everyone,
even on
yeah.
fucking TikTok, there were people that were showing up on my For You page that were like, "Are we getting a Pokemon Let's Go version of these two games?"
If we are, the cops are coming.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, it scared me.
The Pokemon police.
But,
But,
so
I'm
yeah.
Poke
glad.
Popo.
And then after that, the moment that we were all waiting for.
Listen, you
happened.
motherfuckers.
And let's preface this real quickly. Obviously, this game was in development for at least 1 to 2 years prior to us even becoming a podcast.
Fuck that.
No,
No, you're right.
at least that. At least that.
Okay.
But nothing was known about this game until this moment. Or so you thought, because we fucking predicted it in October on episode fucking 1, dude.
Yep.
Pokemon Legends Arceus, a open world fucking
Pokemon.
Pokemon game.
I've been waiting for this moment to talk about this, and it's one of those things where when the moment comes, I don't even know what to say. I don't
Let's
even know
just,
what
let's
to
just
say.
fucking riff off what it is. All right.
Yeah.
So it is a Pokemon game in an open world that looks straight up like Breath of the Wild.
Yep.
They did the fucking shot. If you don't know what we're talking about, go on Twitter, go on our fucking TikTok, and look at the video because we literally posted
Yep.
a TikTok of it of us quoting what we said in episode 1. So one thing that I wanted to bring up that was super fucking cool, if you guys noticed in the game when you go to do a catch for the first Pokemon, that she goes to, not second Pokemon, she goes to catch, is a Rhyhorn. That Rhyhorn
It's shiny.
is blue. No, it's not shiny. 'Cause shiny Rhyhorn is yellow and orange.
Yeah, you're right.
This is a blue Rhyhorn,
Okay.
which could mean either one of two things, which my theory is temperature based. So like how kind of in Breath of the Wild, like it gets
Okay.
colder in places. So like say if it's colder in that area where that Rhyhorn is, it had to adapt and it became like an ice type. So it would change the typing of that Pokemon completely, or it could just be a regional version that is a different color. That's also a thing, or Crystal Rhyhorn. Multiple options, but it just shows that in the overworld we're getting other options. So that means if you're going to catch like an Onyx or something and you're shiny hunting, it will be shiny in the overworld, most likely, 100%.
Right.
Has to be, because if not, then that's stupid.
Yeah.
Other than that, we also get random starters from the previous generations of the games.
Which we said verbatim.
Right.
Yes, verbatim. Ant said you just get some random ass Pokemon as you start with Cyndaquil. What's the
Rowlet.
Rowlet, and then
Oshawott.
Oshawott. Yeah, I think. So those three random ass from random regions and cool as fuck. So the storyline of the game pretty much is you're completing the first ever Pokedex that exists in this world of Pokemon. So I guess this is technically before like Pokeballs exist, because there's like a fucking like beta version of the Pokeball that you
Yeah,
use in
people
the
are
game.
going crazy over that on Twitter.
I'm
Yeah, it
going
looks like-
to
it looks
100%
like
make a prop of it.
It looks like a
need
wooden like
Yeah.
version.
There's
It has
like a
like a
latch.
latch on it?
Yeah.
It's fucking sick,
It looks
dude.
dope.
It looks
I
like
think-
the Zelda bomb.
Yeah.
You put over your head.
The only one time that I've ever seen a Pokeball that has been like fully like described or pictured has been back in like Pokemon Heroes, where the one dude like opens up like this time capsule like Pokeball almost, and he like brings out like a Charmeleon out of it, and then he goes, yeah, it's like the time ball or whatever. And I was like, what? So that was like the very other time that I've ever seen a Pokeball actually being different.
I'm 100% making a prop of this.
Yeah,
I already
it
talked
looks
to
cool.
Nicole about how it could be done, and I'm gonna do it at some point. Maybe this week I'll make a TikTok about it or a YouTube video, probably both. But
Why not?
yeah, dude, we literally verbatim said this shit on
we
episode
did.
1. I started off saying like, "Give me Ghost of Tsushima," and then fucking
You said
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild,
Wild.
but Pokemon.
Well, that was the last thing we said.
No, but-
we started with
Yeah, we
Ghost, and then
started
we
out with
got to
Ghost.
Breath
You're
of the
right,
Wild.
because when Ghost, Final Fantasy, and then you said, "I'll give me Breath of the Wild," but
Yeah.
Pokemon, and then like you said, they did the exact shot
Same
from Breath
shot,
of the
yeah.
Wild in the Pokemon game.
I called it. We called it as a group.
Yo,
We
sign
did
us
this.
up. Somebody find us. Sign us up. We're it. That's it.
If
Nobody
you're
else.
listening to this right now, go retweet and repost that fucking TikTok of us posting that clip.
It's
man.
on Twitter, it's on TikTok, it's on Instagram. You
Yeah,
can find it.
everywhere. Repost the hell out of that, because there was nothing known about this game.
Nothing.
Until the day of. People were like shitting bricks on live streams
Yeah.
reacting to this. There's like so many videos. There's people like, "Oh my god, is this what I think it is?" And they are wrong because it's
Yeah.
not what they think it is. And then they see it's open world and they're like, "Oh girl,
Wow.
holy shit!"
And then while we were also hyped, we were also like, we said this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked
Yeah.
about
And not
this.
only
episode
we said
1.
this, other people who listened to the episode were texting and saying we said
Yeah.
this. So
And
people
tweeting
know
at
we
us.
said
And
this.
tweeted us. Yeah. Man.
I've been saying this since the show started, but look, man, y'all have to hire us at this point. Y'all want, we clearly have the ideas. We have the same, we're on the same brainwave.
Yeah.
We know games.
While we obviously, like, and that's the thing, like, obviously some of this is somewhat memes. Like, you know,
Yeah.
this is playing it up a little bit for the podcast, but like,
You can't blame us for being wowed at the fact that we
like
said this.
we
Yeah.
literally said this when nobody fucking knew this was going to be a thing. Like, tell me anyone else that said that this was going to be a thing. We literally said it was coming.
I think everybody that saw this Pokemon Percent, they were like, oh, it's going to be the new game. Because
People were thinking it's going to be Gen 9.
Yeah, because they were like, oh, it's going to be either Gen 9 or it's going to be an addition to the Sword and Shield. And a lot of people said that. A lot of people were like, hey, yeah, it's probably going to be like, you know, next gen or an addition to what we already got or a DLC or something like that. But
Once I
nobody
saw-
ever thought of going back and be like, yeah, it's going to be an open world. Like,
Once I saw the main character run through the grass, and then she did the jump,
jump,
into the
tumble
grass.
like they do in the old like Zelda games. I'm
Yep.
like, so this is what we wanted. This is
Yeah.
what I wanted since N64. This is what I wanted Pokemon Stadium to be
Yeah.
back then.
Same.
I was like, where is the open world? Where's the 64? Where's the 3D version of the Pokemon games we play? The open world one. I remember when Grand Theft Auto came out, and I was like, why can't we have this, but Pokemon? Obviously not the killing and the guns, but why can't we have this open world, but also Pokemon? And you're
Yeah.
living amongst them, and you're
Yeah.
catching them in real time, and you don't have to go into a bet. Like, where is that? I always wonder, why is Nintendo not doing the obvious thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
It
guess
was
they just
too obvious.
But you know,
that's the
but you know
thing.
what?
they
you know
wanted to build the world. I guess
You know what it
over
is?
the
It's
years.
not just build the world, but at this point, I think it was more like where the technology is,
True.
and we've seen that a lot with like movies. Like the reason why what's his name didn't release Avatar with the little blue aliens or whatever.
Yeah.
So long ago, and he said it. He said the movie was written, planned for years. He said even before Titanic, but he's like, I just didn't see that the technology was ready for it yet.
Yeah.
So they held on to those projects.
Honestly, it almost makes it feel like Breath of the Wild was like a beta test for
Yeah.
this. Because no offense, but I feel like Pokemon is a bigger property than Zelda, just because of like it's like a household name for anyone. Like
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
have to be a fan of the games to love Pokemon. There's
Right.
so much more. For
It transcends
Pokemon than
video
it-
games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
really
the
does,
thing.
yeah.
Like it's such a bigger franchise, so it's like while Zelda is a huge franchise, they almost beta tested that game formula with that game.
But Zelda
and then
is-
saw the love.
Zelda is a video game
True.
ass video game. Just
Yeah.
like you said, but Pokemon is more than video game.
Yeah, and then it works so well and it fits perfectly. And the only question there is who's your starter, boys? Who are you picking as your starter?
I thought they just, like you said, they just give you those Pokemon.
No, you choose from.
No,
the
you
three.
choose out of the
Oh.
three.
It's like a
They just said
Pokemon game,
they-
man.
what-
See,
what they-
I'm still Pokemon
No,
ignorant.
what they meant by random was that they chose
Oh,
three
those
Pokemon at
Pokemon already
random.
existed.
Yeah.
in the-
So,
okay,
like,
okay.
The main arching story is like this professor brought them from different regions to this region, whatever it is. I can't
Gotcha.
remember the name.
Kalos.
This is Kalos?
The Pokemon Legend Arceus is actually based on the same region as Pokemon Shining Pearl and Diamond, but way in the past.
Yeah, they said it
Okay.
was the same place as Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Because
you're right.
when you look at actually, this is funny. I have a YouTube that I was watching last night.
It's the Sinnoh region.
The Sinnoh, sorry, not Kalos. Sorry, Bert, don't kill me.
Bert
Sinnoh.
is gonna
Sinnoh.
fucking murder you. I swear to God, and it's not even
I
I knew
confusing
there was
it
something
with-
wrong with Kalos.
Yeah,
I knew
I
it.
keep confusing it with Kalos because
Bert-
Kalos is the current region.
Bert is running here right now on foot like the fucking T-1000
Yeah.
to punch
So-
you in the face.
So if you look at the whole thing, like when you look at
It's not the recent version. Kalos
Is it
is X
not?
and Y.
X and Y, really? Oh man, I am horrible.
kill you.
Woo!
He's gonna fucking kill you.
I
Yeah.
could cut that out, but it's more funny to keep it in.
All right,
He's gonna
keep it in.
fucking kill
He's
you,
gonna
man.
murder me.
Oh my God. You have a poster.
Yeah.
You have a
I
poster
should
that
have
you
turned
hung
around.
up today.
I should have turned around and looked at it. Yeah, you're right.
Oh God. So this is the Sinnoh region.
This is the Sinnoh region, and I was watching this YouTuber that drew out like the whole like family tree technically of all of the legendaries and how they pair up. And it's like you have Arceus, and from Arceus you have Dialga and Palkia, and you also, and from them too, like you have like the other like legendaries, and they
Yeah.
all keep branching out to where we are. And then you have like Darkrai, Cresselia, Latios, and Latias technically make humanity because of what they're based on. And then you have
Words.
yeah, it's really weird like how they have the Pokemon all set
I
up.
can't wait
but
till
it's
Ant
cool.
plays Pokemon Snap and he's like, "What the fuck
What
did I
is
just take
this?
a picture
Yeah.
of?"
Listen, I'm coming back, man. I told them I'm making my triumphant return to Pokemon after seeing Pokemon Legends.
So-
and it's going to be, that might have to be a playthrough of me just
I feel
saying,
like you need
what?
to play Diamond and Pearl too. You need to play at least one of them.
Yeah, you
well,
have
obviously
to.
they're the same game, but just with different legendaries. But like,
I'll play Diamond and Pearl.
you need to at least play that to get back into the
Yeah.
world. Like Pokemon Snap is like the appetizer to getting into the meal of Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
And then
Ultimately
to
getting the
fucking
Legends.
dessert, baby.
Yep.
It's a 10-tier cake, bro. But who are you picking? We got Cyndaquil. We got the fucking Ashwat, because is it Ashwat for the
I know who
water type?
Cyndaquil
right?
is. I was there for
Oshawott.
I was there for
And then
Cyndaquil.
what's the fuck Rowlet for the
Rowlet.
So I might pick Rowlet because
What
I didn't.
types are they?
Grass
Rowlet
is
is-
Rowlet. It's like a little owl.
Okay.
Rowlet is grass, and he evolves up to grass and dark.
Isn't he like an archer when he like
Yes.
fully evolves? He's fucking like a bird, and he like lifts his wing like this, and then pulls a string, and it's like a bow and arrow,
Okay.
which
Yeah.
is lit.
I know who Cyndaquil is. So who's
Cyndaquil-
the other one?
The other one is Oshawott.
And
Ashwat.
that's what,
And he's
water?
water type.
He's
Okay.
a water, and he turns it. Doesn't he turn into like a seal?
It's like a samurai seal. Yeah,
Oh, I
like
know which
shells
one it
start
is.
like
I was
growing
thinking
around
of-
them.
What's the one like blue one that actually looks like a seal with a dog head?
That's Poplio.
Yeah, I don't like that one. I think he's stupid. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry if that was your first starter. But yeah, I think
No.
I might go with the little owl boy.
Rowlet.
Because I love that evolve form, and I didn't play that game. And I remember seeing
was
it
Sun
like
and Moon, I
years
think.
after. Like, yeah, it was Sun and I think it was Sun and
Yeah, it
Moon.
was Sun and Moon with
Correct
Litten.
yourself at your poster so you don't get murdered a third time.
Yeah, Sun and Moon.
Cool. I don't want to be a part of the murder, so I just want to make sure the boy has knives. Listen. Anyway, but yeah, I'm thinking I'm picking the owl leaf boy, and it's gonna be a great fucking time, and we're all gonna be playing this game.
Yeah, I traditionally go Leaf.
Yeah.
That sucks because I'm gonna be the only one picking.
It was either that or
Oshawott.
Cyndaquil because I'm familiar with
Yeah,
Cyndaquil.
Cyndaquil is one of my favorite Pokemon because I love Typhlosion. But I like the design of the grass Pokemon more. Because Typhlosion is just like, here's a big dog with fire on his back, but it's not always on with the fire.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. Like, I want the fire to be constantly going like Charmander.
Charmander.
But, like, it's not always going in, like, Pokemon Go and shit. And I hate that so much.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start with Oshawott.
All right. So we got two grass boys that are gonna kick the water boy's butt because
You
type
can try.
advantage.
You can try.
We can because it's type advantage and we would win.
You can try. Samurai can learn.
Listen, Samurai, you're gonna get your
What?
ass kicked.
Samurai can learn horn
That's my
attack.
Johnny Silverhand impression.
Yeah.
On that so successful game.
Yeah. Pokemon Legends. Keanu.
He shows up in there
That
like
is God.
Yeah, if he shows up in that game,
Johnny Silverhand shows up in Pokemon Legends like, it didn't work out back there with Cyberpunk, so now I'm back.
Let's go, Samurai. Time to catch a Rhyhorn.
Pokeball, go.
I'm gonna catch a Porygon. Because it's on
his
brand.
hand just turns into like a cannon, shoots out Pokeball.
trainer turns around like, you know what? You can go. We don't need you here. Like
Yeah.
you're really deep for this
Hell yeah.
story.
Yeah, I am extremely excited. I find it extremely hilarious that it took Pokemon to have the best fucking direct out of the past 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
When PlayStation came out, didn't have anything that was crazy. Like the best thing that was in there was
Kena.
And then for fucking the Nintendo one a week ago, hardly anything that was worth a damn. While Nico had his JRPG fun time,
did.
you have to compare it to everything else that's happened.
Yeah.
That was nothing.
Oh no, I mean Pokemon
Yeah.
by far has had the best presentation so far, and like just to add to that is like what they had for the concert too. That was
the
cool.
Post Malone one, which I have
So the-
issues with, which we can discuss in a second.
Yeah, but the presentation itself, I can tell you the opening really had me in tears. Like when I first like watched the whole opening, because I was like, I remember so many of those like attachments and so many of
yeah.
those games that they showed in the beginning, and like I did so many of those things with all of my friends as I was like growing up. I was like, they really like that opening for them really did
Yeah.
it, you know?
Yeah, man, I feel it. I mean, the Post Malone concert was really interesting to me because like I was just experiencing it as like this is really cool as like an animator's perspective. Like this is cool to see because to break down some of the wall and the allure of it, 100% was mocap with Post Malone probably in the suit and like just performing the 4 songs in that circle, and he was told not to leave that circle because they were gonna do everything around him. The thing that annoyed me the most about it, if you go back and watch it, you'll see it, and I hate to ruin it for you. If you don't want the performance ruined for you, stop listening for about 15 or so seconds. The animators only animated the backtrack, so like when Post Malone performs, there's always a backtrack of the actual song just in case he runs out of air or wants to hype up the crowd or something. So they animated that for the lip sync. They didn't animate Post Malone, who was like taking breaks in between words and saying like, "Hey, how you doing?" and shit like that,
Yeah.
because Post Malone says, "Hey, how you doing?" a lot.
Just
It's his-
catchphrase.
yeah, exactly. But it really fucking irked me, like to a point of like, bro, you literally had him, obviously for the mocap because it looks like him walking around, unless you just
Yeah.
had a fucking dope actor.
Yeah.
Which even in that sense, I'm like, you could have just tossed a head cam on him and then lip synced to that. It's so simple to do. And the best thing that came out of that was fucking Umbreon. And he's
Umbreon,
fucking
yeah.
bopping to the music, and he's just,
Yeah.
dude,
that was pretty cool.
that GIF is like the best thing that came out of that whole performance.
Yep, that
that
was
and
it.
the fact that they muted every single curse word except for the word sex. I don't know if you can call it that.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
caught them mute. I didn't see it from beginning to end. I was
yeah.
kind of checking in and checking out.
They muted
But-
everything except for the word sex. It just was randomly there. And literally as it happens, I'm playing Valheim at the same time, which is, it just shows the addiction. And my buddy's like, they didn't mute sex. And then I get my phone. Ryan's texting me, why did they mute everything but sex? And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Because Pokemon be fucking.
I mean, they would be. Put them
That's
in
what
the
the
can't back that
daycare's
up.
for,
Put them
man.
in the
Yeah, right.
daycare long enough, and it's over.
I put a Machop in the daycare about like 3 weeks ago, and I never got him.
He's
He doesn't
probably
think
had
I
like a
love him
raw
anymore.
dick right
they were
now.
sucking his macaque. Because
It's macaque.
I'd call the episode that if I could get away with it.
Probably got a raw dick right now.
Whoa.
And with that, this has been another long episode of the Stay Before Quitting podcast.
This is our longest episode.
Yeah.
Of
Is
Saber
it?
Quitting. Yeah.
Shit.
Yes, it is.
We are up to 3 hours and 13 minutes.
If you're still listening, you sir, or Madame, or Pokemon, or a fucking MGP.
Oh, wait, real quick.
Fuck.
I asked our group our group Discord what Post Malone's evolved form would be, and I thought I got it on that. Well, Nico said it's Travis Scott, but I said he would be called Most Palone, but I have to give it to Nicole. Shout out to Nicole, who said his name would be Most Cologne. And that is the greatest thing I heard. Is Post Malone evolves into Most Cologne. Most Cologne. It's just Post Malone, but like the smell squiggles coming out of him.
Oh my god.
That stinks.
End the show.
End the show.
All right. This has been an episode. Welcome to the longest episode, and thank you for listening. You can reach out to us at saybeforequitting@gmail.com, fully spelled out. Send us a question, and do it in the first 2 hours after this podcast comes out. So technically 3, because you'd have to get to this point. So
Yeah.
5 hours after this podcast comes out, there better be at least one question in that inbox from someone who's not our boy over there, Flooded, because he did the fucking Lord's work of Arceus and sent us an email immediately.
But
So
send
do
us
that.
one again. Send us one another one.
Send us as many as you want. We got tons of emails in the chamber from Elijah waiting to go that we're picking at week by week, but we'll put other people's questions in. If you send yours in, we'll give you a nice little shout out on the pod. You can also follow us all over on our socials at save the letter B, the number 4 quitting. I know it's confusing. You're a big brain person. You can do it. I believe in you. Follow us there on Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter. And on that Twitter machine, you can send us questions too. Just don't text Ant the questions, or else it doesn't count. Not a boo-boo. Stick your head in doo-doo.
Well, I was wrong about that anyway. He didn't text us. But I'm sure we're going to get questions for that super Marvel rant that went on.
Also, repost the fucking TikTok that we predicted this game.
Yes.
Repost it. If you love this podcast and you want to support us in any way, besides telling a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, to tell their sister, to tell their mother, to tell their dog, you repost that TikTok, and we get that shit, not necessarily viral, but let's get that shit popping off. Because we fucking called that shit
We did.
last year, and y'all were there with us when we did. And we want you guys to be shouted out with us, and we on the come up
And
predicting shit. Because that guy from Final Fantasy is 100% going to be in Smash, and Ant's going to hate me.
I'm
for
going
it.
to punch everybody if that happens. Everyone.
and I don't know if you guys
You too, listener.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but I also want to thank all of our 100 followers.
Yeah,
on
100
Instagram.
followers on Instagram.
100 flat.
We don't have 100 followers on
So-
Twitter. What's up with that, motherfuckers?
Go there too.
So I want
Get
to
those
thank you
porn
guys
bots
all.
over to fucking Twitter.
You're right.
Let's go.
Do it. So, and with that being said, and 3 hours in,
And
3 hours
Mario Party
plus.
game to play still.
yeah. And what are we gonna do?
Oh, we're going to save before quitting.
Yeah.
I did that yesterday when I saved before quitting Breath of the Wild.
Good job.
I did the thing.
It
Oh,
auto
man.
saves though. Remember, you learned that during the playthrough too.
So autosave before quitting.
Watch me on Twitch. Hate this game.
Yep.
That was another thing I wanted to bring up. Fuck! God damn it. Next time.
Yeah. There'll be plenty to talk about. Whew. Save before quitting.